Hello, hello. Welcome back to a brand new episode of We Have a Collect Call From. How's everybody doing today? Ooh. Let's see the screen like that. Hopefully, they don't got the screen too much. We'll see. All right, so this is gonna be the 8 p.m. The 8 p.m. Hey, what's up, Lynn? This is gonna be the 8 p.m. Hey, what's up? Imperfectly perfect. Thank you for that gift right there. See who else? Hey, what's up? No face. What up? Triple Aces. Good evening. Good evening. What up, country girl? Thank you, Lynn. Highly appreciate that. Daily Heart. Highly appreciate that. All right, so let me get. So it looks like they're running a little bit late right now. It's 8:05. Normally they start at 8 o'clock. Hey, what's up, Michelle? How's it going? Hey, hello from Chicago. What up? Shut the what the what? What up, Dustin? Hey, thank you for that Daily Heart, Dustin. Highly appreciate you. And everybody that's coming in, anybody that's new, hey, welcome to You Have a Collect Call From. And right now, what we're doing, we're checking out live court. The court session has not started yet. Hey, what up, Trinity? How you been? The court session has not started yet. Does look like they're running a little bit behind. If you're wondering what state this is going to be in the state of Arizona. This is going to be in the county of Maricopa, and this is going to be the city of Phoenix, if you will. This is what up, Drea? It's this is real. This is not AI generated. This is not pre-recorded. This is not rehearsed. This what you're going to see today. You're going to be seeing live. I know we do get a lot of people that are international from Canada, from Britain, from New Zealand, from Ireland, from Europe. You know, from those regions. And I know you guys tend to find these court hearings here in the U.S. a bit interesting. Hey, what up, Damo? If you will, let me see. Is this live or on Memorex? Hey, what up, Kimberly? What up, Kim? We got Kim and we got Kimberly Cruz, if you will. So you might be seeing some people walking in here. You might be like, why are they wearing that to court? How come they dressed like this to court today? If they knew they were gonna be coming to court, well, they didn't know they were gonna get arrested, so they didn't anticipate that. Hey, thank you, Lisa. Highly appreciate that. You might be seeing some people that are wearing orange, and those individuals they're already in custody. So they either came from prison, they came from a different location, or they're already in custody at the current location. Hey, thank you for that, Kimberly. Highly appreciate that. Y gracias. Let me see. I'm making sure I set everything up correctly. Got my chat on the screen so I don't miss any of these messages here. So that seems to be working. Hey, okay. Let me see. How do you get picked up and taken to jail when you're already in jail? Well, they might be at another jail. They might be in another county, and they might have some warrants here in Maricopa. So what'll happen is they'll have a hearing to check if they're going to transport them over, and then that whatever facility is looking for them will go pick them up and bring them to this new facility. If that makes any sense. Let me see. Last live, the sound went and my screen froze. Oh, you know what happened? My battery died on one of the on my phone, so that's what happened. I didn't have enough battery. Let me see. That's hilarious though. When I was watching your live, yeah, Kimberly, yeah, you're watching it. You were watching it on the other account. The other account, my phone, my battery crapped out. James' opinion on Diddy outcome. You know what? I don't know. I don't know much of it. Besides what you guys have been sharing with me, I know that he was found innocent on some, and he was found guilty on other ones. I haven't read up on it or I haven't seen any videos, so I really don't have an opinion on what's going on. I really didn't follow up on his trial. Just, I mean, I could tell you this much. I mean, shit, if he was doing what they say he was doing, man, hey, definitely recommend getting inserted into a wood chipper at slow speeds. We don't want the full speed wood chipper. We want it to be slowed down and limb first. So we'll start off with maybe one leg. We don't want to do everything at the same time. One leg, and then we'll wait a little bit, then put the other leg, and then pull him out, then do his arm, then do his other arm. You know, go in stages, if you will. You know, we just want to jam him in there, and you know, uh, 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 have him just go out of this world that quickly. We want him to like suffer a little bit, right? Let me see. Middle leg, middle leg. Hey, what up, mommy? How's it going? I don't know. Hey, we could take requests here. I don't know. Maybe we'll get something that involves pliers or nail clippers. And we'll work ourselves up to the wood chipper. Hey, let me see. Kaylar saying guilty in two of the lesser charges only, bro. He can walk away with probation. Damn. Hey, be like that. Like I was telling my wife, I did tell her this, earlier on. I was like, that's what happens when you got good lawyers and you got money. You could defend yourself really well. If it would have been anybody else, they would have got like 50 life sentences. They would have definitely thrown the book at anybody else that didn't have any money. Hey, what up, Nora? How's it going? And thank you, Trinity. Tap the screen, guys. For sure. For sure. Hey, thank you for the follow. If you just followed, highly appreciate you. You might be wondering, why are we just looking at a screen here with no movement on the background? Because they're running late. They are running late today. Let me see. Did Palm Beach counties? I was looking for some, but I couldn't find it. Some of those counties in Maricopa, or not Maricopa, but Florida, they're a little bit hard to find. But I'll keep on looking. Hey, what up, D? How's it going? Hey, what up, Raven? How's it going? Facts, it was you or me, bro. We would have our trial next. Shh. They would have thrown the book at us straight up. Let me see here. Maui, right? Maui, right? Sicko. I live in Palm Beach County. Damn, Kimmy. I heard it gets wild down there. Let's see, what time is it there? We're right here where I'm at. My local time's up here on the screen. I'm not sure if you could really see it. It might be blocked by some of the adverts or some of the comments up there. So it's currently 8:11 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Thank you, Kay. We are in the Pacific time zone. What kind of cases do you guys think we're going to be hearing today? Hey, what up, Bruce? How's it going? How you been? No audio. Can you guys hear me? Wow. There we go. Hey, what up, Michelle? Thank you. Let me see. It's very pretty, but police take no crap. That's for sure. I can hear you okay. Cool. This stream, you guys can hear me. The other, I'm running like 4 different streams right now, so I just want to make sure everybody could hear me. We didn't want anybody to miss out on the commentary, if you will. Let me see. Court running late, laughing out loud. I have a feeling it's the older judge. Oh, it was some jelly. Let me see. Tons of probation violations. Let me see. They pass out free Diddy oil today in New York to say thank you. No way, no way, Ryan. No, they did it. Hey, Rip. Hey, what's up? Hey, coming in from Iowa. What's up? What's up? The one and only Big J La Migra is here. Man, hide all your belongings, and hide all the micas, the migras here. Let me see here. Hey, are you doing? I'm doing pretty good, Sabrina. Let me see. I was on YT and the dude did something to his cat. Where in was that in that was in Pima County, right? Void. Let me see here. Hey, what up, Justin? How's it going? Last night, 8:11 p.m. was wild. What? I'm gonna have to go ahead and check it out, Justin. Thank you for the heads up. Was it the last case, or do you remember where it was? Let me see. This stream is brought to you by Johnson and Johnson Baby Oil. What? Let me see. Nora writes, prayers for the Navajo Nation, Arizona forest fire. There's a forest fire out there? Let me see. Yeah, that was disgusting. What he did to that cat. Is that Pima? That you guys are talking about the cat? I'm gonna have to check that one out. Hey, what's up, Thumper? How's it going? Hey, thank you for that daily heart. How you been? Let me see here. Last seven, all co-defendants. That's 11 p.m. Okay, I'm gonna have to check that one out for tomorrow. What time is court? Man, court should have started 14 minutes ago. They're on the late train right now. 11 p.m. last night. Lots of cases needed room cleared. Whoa! Did the road rage guy get processed from Tempe that you know of? I'm not sure which guy you're talking about. Let me see. Where has Judge Boyd been? Oh, you know what? I'll probably do some. I'll try to do a stream tomorrow for Judge Boyd on YT, if you will. Long time no see. Yeah, that is right. Thumper, I haven't seen you pop up in a minute. But then again, I really haven't been streaming like I was previously. Let me see. Road rage incident on. Oh, I'll look into it. I'll check it. I'll see what I could find about it. Find out about it, if you will. Let me see here. Now, let me make sure the screen, because I'm not even hearing anything. Oh, shit. Okay. Nah, they still haven't started. I had the damn screen on pause. Here, let me refresh it just to be safe here, because I'm not trying to miss anything. See, okay, refresh. Okay, we're good. All right, all right, all right. Of course, still hasn't started. It's still on the late train. Diddy will have stock release listings. Number one, baby oil allowed on person. Let me see. This Arizona makes people extra crazy. Yeah, that heat. Yeah, in Arizona. Hey, Bato. Hey, what up, TT? Let me see. Nikki. Hey, James. I came into something about baby oil. Hey, for those of you that like to buy stocks, I recommend buying some baby oil stocks right now. It's about to go through the roof. You heard it here first. Let me see. Yup, I'm an AZ. Let me see. Sorry, man. Uh, release listings on release. Let me see. Diddy will be will be in at least 4 years. I mean, shit. 4 years is nothing compared to what he was facing. I'm pretty sure he was facing life. Let me see. Judge Boyd was supposed to have a trial this week, but the state dismissed the case. Interesting, strict. Let me see. TikTok likes typos. And maybe nobody got arrested today in Maricopa County. What do you guys think? Maybe it's not going to be till the 11 p.m., which is in another 3 hours. Let me see. Now that's let me see. Let me see. Haha, I doubt it. It's looking like it. You see paper by the cowboy hat? Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, there's a gang of papers over there. You're right. Yeah, you got a good eye right there. Is there SNY other courts on? Or any, are you trying to put any? Oh, you know what? There is. You know what? We wait. You're right. Let me, while we wait for this one to start up, let's put actually Pima County's on right now. So let me put Pima. Where is Pima at? Where's my link for Pima? Pima. Here it is.
And these are professional truck drivers we're talking about. Seems to happen on a couple times a year basis. Here's somebody that's an amateur that's ever operating a U-Haul, hit it against a solar canopy. There's absolutely no demonstration that there was criminal recklessness, that he was impaired, that he wasn't paying attention, anything like that. So I don't think there's probable cause here to establish the criminal damage. If the court does determine there's probable cause, beyond that, there's no reason to hold him.
The officer just walked in. Yeah, I saw him.
Scales. He has absolutely no felony criminal history. He returned the U-Haul truck. You know,
The Beamer has a the wig. Oh,
Which,
hold on, damn! I'm blocking their face.
doesn't bode well, but that's a mistake.
Thank you.
So given that
Good evening.
that's
Okay.
dealing with misdemeanor charges in this case, given his complete lack of criminal history.
July 2nd, 2025.
Here we go.
Court orders for the taking of DNA and fingerprints that were given on the first calendar of this month shall apply to all matters on this calendar. Thank you for your patience. Please remember, as the admonition stated, this is live streamed and recorded. Our task here this evening is I will call you in.
You can't hear?
One.
You can't hear her?
The allegations against you, whether or not you've been appointed counsel, if you are eligible for bond, and what
Can you guys hear the judge?
will be, and when your next hearing date will be. We'll start.
You can hear them?
Octavio Ortega.
Okay.
Please come to the podium. After
I can barely.
Mark Cedillo, please
Okay.
have a seat.
What about
by the
now?
door.
I put it up the volume a little bit.
State your name. You're here today on two matters. The first is a new Superior Court case where there's been allegations of theft, which is a Class 3 felony. An attorney was appointed for you. Your next hearing date is. I do have another matter, and that is a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant. Use possession Class 4 felony, as well as paraphernalia Class 6 felony. Because you did not go and you were on what's called felony release, so you had been released to go to your court hearing, you've now violated the felony release as well as violations of your
Turn it down a bit.
Probation. You're not eligible for bond today. There are hearings set for you.
All right, what about now?
July 9th, 2025 at 8:30 in the morning. And another one actually will be on July 8th at 8:30 in the morning. On July 9th is what's called an evidentiary hearing about the bond, about not being able to have bond.
What up, make money?
So they're going to speak with you then. This will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Sounds 100. All right, cool, for sure.
Mark Cedillo, please come to the podium.
Hey, Tiffany, thank you for that daily heart.
Have a seat by the door.
You seen my comment? Was it the one for the that white stuff?
Mark Anthony Cedillo, 12/08/2001.
You're here today also on two matters. The first is a new Superior Court case where there's allegations of criminal trespassing, a Class 6 felony, disorderly conduct, which is a Class 1 misdemeanor.
Yeah, I got it.
Obstructing the police, a Class 1 misdemeanor. Resisting arrest, Class 1 misdemeanor, and then criminal damage, Class 2 misdemeanor. Because of that felony, an attorney has been appointed to help you at your next hearing, which is on July 8th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. In this first matter, a secured bond has been set at $50,000.
Yeah, hey, who sent that over?
To make that secured
Thank you, Kimmy.
bond, you will have electronic monitoring. It's very important in your case not to return to the scene of the alleged crime. 50,000 secured, so you'd be able to use
50.
You're not to return, though, to the scene of the alleged crime or have any contact with the victims or complainants or arresting officers. You are currently on probation, so that means that you would have to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. However, because of that probation, there is a hearing set now July 9th, probation revocation hearing. You violated term 1 of your probation, which is no new criminal activity. So there will be an attorney there for you July 9th at 8:30 to go through that hearing with you. And you're not eligible. Criminal activity alleged while you were on probation.
He looks
so
mad.
Eligible for bond in the second matter.
What up, Becca?
Okay.
All of this is on your release paperwork. Please step to your left.
That fool looks young too. What year was he? What up, Monica M? How's it going?
Martinez, please come to the podium. Lane, John, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Gabriela Martinez, 01/21/1987.
You're here today on 5 separate matters.
5?
The first matter
2001?
is a new Superior
Thank
Court
you, guys.
case where there have been allegations of both dangerous drugs and narcotic drug possession and use. Those are Class 4 felonies. An attorney has been appointed for you in those new allegations. Your hearing will be July 8th at 8:30 in the morning. There's a secured appearance bond of $5,000 set for those new allegations. If you do make that bond, be sure to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. The next
Anybody
4
interested?
matters before this court are all probation violation warrants.
What up? What up, Matthew? Where you been at?
Because there were violations of your probation, which is the violation of term 1, you are not bailable on these. So it's per the Arizona Criminal Rules of Procedure 7.2c.
Jackie, thank you.
And there is an attorney appointed for the release of these cases. And all this information will be on your paperwork, but the next hearing is July 9th at 8:30 a.m. And they'll meet you there and discuss your probation violation. All of this is on your paperwork. Please step to the left.
She looks like a keeper. Next!
John, please come to the podium.
Sin, thank you for that.
Jason,
Jackie, thank you.
State your name and date of birth.
Wayne Julian John, June 22, 1996.
You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation
I'm not sure, Denise.
warrant, and it looks like
When did that happen?
A 2025 June 2025. You did not appear for your initial appearance, and it appears you're
He did, Tiffany.
in custody already, so you're not eligible for release until that's cleared up.
Rachel, thank
you.
you.
In custody from Salt River.
Okay, what does that mean?
So once they release you, then you would be eligible for bond.
What time do you know what time he was arrested?
Salt River Department of Correction releases you, then you would be eligible for bond. And this court has set it at $250.
This guy here?
Bond.
So what does that mean?
That means if you are no longer being held by Salt River, so if you don't have to go back there from here, then you're eligible for bond. But if they take you back, you have to wait for that to get finished, what's happening there, and then you would be eligible for bond.
So they're going to pick me up tonight?
I'm not sure, but you can ask the detention officer.
Pick you up tonight? What do you think, this
right
Burger
now,
King?
As far as I know, you're still in custody, and so I can't offer you release right now. But I do have a bond available for you once you're finished with Salt River.
Okay.
Okay, and that's $250 secured. And if you're able to make that bond, make sure to contact your probation officer within 72 hours. All the rest of your conditions of release are printed out on your paperwork.
So I'm released from the violation thing?
So today you're here on a probation violation warrant from Superior Court. So that's what I see you about, is a Superior Court violation warrant. And that's because you violated probation terms 3, 4, and 5.
Okay.
You didn't keep them updated with your address. You didn't make your appointment. Those are the terms that you violated.
So when's my court hearing for that one?
July 9th at 8:30 in the morning.
Oh, okay, so I'm going to be in Taos or here in Southern?
What up, Rosie?
If you're able to be released from Salt River Department of Corrections, you'll need to get to that hearing on your own. If you're not released,
Yeah, what kind of socks does this fool have on?
Okay.
Look at his shoes.
So it's Salt River that needs to let you go.
Okay.
What in the
Okay.
what is
It'll
going
be
on
your
here?
paperwork.
He's like half zebra, half I don't know what.
Thomas Jason, please come to the podium. Kyle Wood, have a seat by the door.
Quit your day job and you can spend more time with you. I wish I could. Trust.
10/7/2000.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. There's been allegations against you of aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, which is a Class 3 felony. An attorney has been appointed for you, and your next hearing will be downtown on July 8th at 8:30 in the morning. The address and that information is all on your paperwork. You are eligible for bail.
We love seeing you. That's right,
Because
Rip.
of the dangerousness and the risk of new criminal activity, your bond has been set at $50,000 secured.
That fool don't even look
If you
dangerous.
do make that bond, you will receive an ankle monitor prior to release, and pretrial services will tell you what your curfew is.
Who's that, Kay?
If you make that bond, you are not
Ashley.
returned to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with the victims, witnesses, complainants, or the arresting officer.
Maricopa.
Do you live at that address where the alleged No? Okay. On your paperwork, there is an order printed that if you had lived there, it would allow you to go back to retrieve your necessary items, but just disregard what's printed at the bottom if that's not your residence.
So I can't go back and go get my things?
You said you don't live there.
But I have my belongings there.
Okay, then you can use that order that's on there one time. You have to contact law enforcement ahead of time and arrange it with them, and they'll go with you to retrieve any necessary belongings from that location. Otherwise, you cannot go back there. Okay, it's all written on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Did you watch the ones you recorded while? Nah, I haven't watched them.
Maurice Gilder, have a seat by the door.
I wish I had the time to sit there and watch. Sometimes I don't.
Please state your name and date of birth.
My name is Kyle Wood, August 19th, 1986.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case
He's a misfit.
alleging aggravated assault, which is a Class 4 felony. You were not found indigent, so you may hire an attorney to represent you, or you can represent yourself.
Okay.
Your next hearing will be downtown on July 8th at 8:30 in the morning. The information, including the address and where to go, will be on your paperwork.
Why?
And a secured appearance bond, that means you can use a bail bond.
Really, Becca?
For you at $50,000, and that's due to the dangerousness of the allegations and the risk of new criminal activity. If you do make that bond, you will receive an electronic monitoring device. You were released, and PSA will set your curfew, so your geographic as well as your time restrictions. If you are released, there are explicit conditions not to return to the scene of the alleged crime or to have any contact with the alleged victims, witnesses, or complainants. Be sure to obey any terms of an order of protection that might be issued against you. And is that your residence?
Yeah.
Okay. So you're going to have to find an alternative residence and provide proof of that. In your order, we have
crime never stops.
that you can have
So they got to keep court going.
Visit with law enforcement in order to retrieve necessary items or belongings until your next court date. So the next hearing, you may be able to have this changed.
That's right, Drea.
But for right now, until July 8th, you would need to not return unless it's with prearranged law enforcement. All of that is written on your order. Please step to your left.
Man, as a matter of fact, I wish they would run court later. I wish they would do a court after 11 p.m. Bad boys, bad boys.
State your name and date of birth.
My name is Maurice Gilder, 2006.
Could you say your birthday again?
2006.
Right.
2006?
Day and month.
Oh, March 12th, 2006.
Damn, that was 19.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. There have been allegations of armed robbery with a deadly weapon.
Armed robbery? That was going to prison.
Aggravated assault, which is a Class 2 felony. Carrying a weapon in the commission of a felony, a Class 6 felony. And then carrying a deadly weapon when you're less than 21, which is a Class 3 misdemeanor.
Wow.
So this court has found that there was probable cause, and a hearing has been set, and a hearing has been assigned to you. Your next hearing will be July 8th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. A secured bond was set at $50,000. That means you can use a bail bondsman. And if you do make bonds,
what up, Simona?
It's very important that you follow the orders of the court. They'll all be written on your paperwork, but that includes don't return to the scene of the alleged crime. So don't go back to that apartment complex. No contact with the alleged victims, complainants,
Maricopa County
arresting officers. And if an order of protection or order against harassment is issued against you, be sure to follow that as well. All of this will be on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Armed robbery, for whatever odd reason, you don't really see that many armed robberies in Maricopa County.
Squires, please come to the podium.
Like a normal day would be DV, DUI, probation violation 3, 5, and 15.
Please state your name and date of birth.
70 Squires, 1488.
You're here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant, and it's for dangerous drugs possession use, a Class 4 felony, and then drug paraphernalia possession use, a Class 6 felony. There was a direct complaint filed against you. The date of the offense was November 2020. So this is something you really need to get taken care of. They sent you the summons, but it doesn't look like you received it, so that's why you're here today.
Yeah, they sent it to an address that I hadn't lived at for like 2.5 years prior.
Right.
I gave them the correct address when that happened. I remember it. I gave them the correct address. I don't know how they even,
There is a bond set for you today, and it's going to be a secured appearance bond, $1,800. You can use a bail bondsman for that. I highly recommend that you keep the court updated with your address. Another thing you can do, though, is make sure to keep MDD updated with your address. Because they do?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Because sometimes people can find you, another way, and then this won't happen again. All the information about your
Did anybody catch your name?
Release are in your paperwork. Just please make sure you go to the hearing that was taken care of. Okay, step to your left.
Hey, you know what? I definitely don't miss committing crimes and getting caught, especially when you end up on social media.
Please come to the podium. Robert Gutierrez, have a seat by the door.
Please do not kick us out. I'd just like to show my
Please state your name and date of birth.
Timothy Davis, 9/23/89.
Thank you. You're here today on 3 different matters. The first one is a new Superior Court case where they're alleging burglary, 3rd degree, which is a class 4 misdemeanor. An attorney has been appointed for you for your next hearing, which is July 8th at 8:30 in the morning. This court did find probable cause, and a bond has been set. It's a secured bond in this case.
Yeah, like that.
It's not the full cash amount. It's $1,000 secured. If you do make this bond in the first case, don't go back to the scene of the alleged crime or have contact with the victims, witnesses, complainants, or arresting officers, and I will let you speak. Let me just get through the rest of your order. You're not to possess weapons or have drugs without a valid prescription or drive without a valid license. You are on probation, so if you do make that bond, you need to contact
10%.
your probation officer within 72 hours. You have 2 other matters.
What this Slickster do?
They are both probation violation warrants.
Yeah.
And the reason is because of the new allegations you violated term 1 of your probation. So they have the same conditions and restrictions on release, but in those 2, it's only a $50 secured appearance bond. So total amount secured appearance is $1,100.
What up, Marie?
What is your question, sir?
I had talked to my probation officer like a week ago. I'm supposed to be moving back out of town, back home where I'm from, because I can't find no job down here. I can't get my Social Security on. I can't get Medicaid back on. So I already got everything transferred down there to Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
And then I got locked up last night. It was an accident. I didn't supposed to go there because I was just looking for some food.
Right, and I read that in the police report.
And I got my food stamp. And I get my food stamp today. I didn't know I get them today. I thought I had them last night because I went to the store and stuff. Then I stopped somewhere and I started a car. The door was open already. I didn't open the door. I just opened the window was down and just lifted my hand inside and opened the door from the inside.
So remember that this is all being recorded and this may be used against you at the hearing. So I would advise you not to talk about the facts of your arrest.
Talk about it. Let him talk, Your Honor.
Cause, there was sufficient there.
Sounds like he was breaking into a car.
July 9th.
And they didn't read my rights to them neither.
Okay, and you can bring that up with the judge when you go to the hearing. There's the first hearing is on July 8th, and then your probation hearings are on July 9th. If you're still in custody, MCSO, the Maricopa County Sheriff's Office, they will take you to those hearings. Probation officer and ask them for assistance to get to your hearing because you need to get this sorted out prior to leaving Maricopa County.
What do you mean leave Maricopa County?
Don't leave Maricopa County before you go to your next hearing, July 8th and July 9th.
I know.
Then they would issue more warrants for you.
He's leaving.
Oh, okay. But he already said I can leave. He already said I can leave.
You can't leave now because you got these 2 hearings set, and you need to go and talk to
I wasn't gonna leave to the tent anyway until.
So make sure you go to the hearings and get this sorted out. Okay? You're following your paperwork, please step to your left.
He's leaving. Guaranteed he's leaving. There's no way he's going to stick around. He's on his way back to Indianapolis, Indiana, if you will.
To the podium. Jordan Nickel, please sit by the door.
He's a runner. He's a track superstar.
State your name and date of birth, please.
Robert Gutierrez, 2/12/85.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation
This is next level
warrant.
nosy.
It appears that you violated terms 3, 4, and
Thank you,
5
Soul.
of your probation, and the warrant was set for $1,000. This court's going to affirm that warrant. It's a secured warrant, so you can use a bail bondsman. There is a hearing set for your probation revocation July 9th at 8:30 in the morning. And it looks like you already have an attorney in your case because that probation hearing was already set up.
You beat me.
So make sure that if you're in custody, you talk to your attorney about, and if you're not in custody, that you go to your hearing. If you are not in custody,
Is this real?
call your probation officer within 72 hours of release. All of this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
If you will.
Jordan
What up, D?
Nickel, please come to the podium. Susanna Martinez, have a seat by the door.
Hey, what up, Maui?
Please state your name and date of birth.
Jordan Nickel, 4/12/1988.
You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant. It looks like
Damn,
the warrant, which has just came out June 2025, but it is for $1,000 based on your criminal history. You scored the max amount of. They do an assessment to see how likely are you not to appear to your next
he looks
hearing.
like 68.
And that's why you're getting, it's a cash-only appearance bond of $1,000. So your next hearing is July
That was 36?
at 8:30 in the morning.
Damn, that was shot out.
You have an attorney in your case, so you're not getting a new one appointed. If you do make that bond, be sure to call your,
The only thing he's missing is the flashlight in his
don't
head.
think you're on probation, are you?
No.
Okay, so because you're not on probation, it's a $1,000 bond. I can order what's called pretrial services to assist you.
Please.
So they would give you like a bus ticket and phone call reminders. Okay, I'm going to edit your order 1 moment, please.
All right, thank you.
Hey, you know what? It's sad. Hey, once you go down that path of trying substances and you get hooked,
Could you please resend this?
it's all bad. Oh, this is the nice judge. Why
Okay,
does
so I'm
he
ordering
sound
now
like that?
pretrial services. They'll give you an envelope.
They'll give him a
Don't
bus
read
pass so you
that
could go to court.
envelope, because that will have your bus pass and more information about how they'll help you to get to your hearing. It is $1,000 cash because of the high rating of your failure to appear.
What up, Chad?
Susceptibility, but hopefully this gets it sorted out.
All right. Because the reason why
Hey,
it's 30
hey.
is 'cause I'm home.
Maybe he's sick. Nah, he's on a sick one.
Courting sometimes, you know.
Yeah, that's really hard. Okay, that will be on your paperwork. If you just want to have a seat, they'll bring it out to you. Thank you. Oh, okay. That was fast.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Yep. Susanna Martinez, please come.
That is right, Tiffany.
Carla Sandoval, have a seat by the door.
Yeah, I know my numbers have been going down because I'm not on. I just my time limitations.
State your name and date of birth.
Susanna Fabiana Martinez, 51592.
You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant,
I totally
and it
understand.
appears that set for you, and it's cash only. And again, it's because the pretrial service assessment indicates
92,
that you
she
might
went
have
down.
trouble coming back and appearing at your hearing. So you do already have an attorney appointed to you. Your next
Is this
court date
live?
is July
I don't know.
10th at 8:30 in the morning
I
downtown.
hope I'm live.
All of this is on your paperwork. Do you also, let's see, would you also like pretrial services like a bus pass or calls for reminders?
Hey,
Okay,
shoot
let
it.
me edit this one too. I apologize, I missed these two.
You know what? Too. Ever since I started, since I started streaming the Connecticut board hearings,
You're going to get an envelope as well.
that also messes with my numbers too.
Information about assistance to get you to your next hearing. If you are released, and that would be still a $1,000 cash only bond. Okay.
What up, Max?
All that's going to be on your paperwork if you just step to the left. Carla Sandoval, please come to the podium.
Hey, it's definitely a
After
different
that,
time
Reggie Williams, please
nowadays.
have a seat by the door.
Yeah, I didn't. Then they used to give bus passes when I was getting in
Podium
trouble.
right there.
You have to figure it out. I watch YT often.
Please state your name and date of birth.
She's in a bad one too.
And your birthday?
January 19, 1980.
You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. There is a secured appearance bond set for you at $1,500, and that's because you've been reinstated on your probation 5 different times. You already have an attorney in your probation case, and your next hearing is on July 9th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. That information will be on your paperwork.
I think she said 80, no?
Violated terms 1, 3, and 5 of your probation.
I think that's what she said forever.
On your paperwork, please
Oh, hey,
contact
thank you
your
for that,
probation
Luz.
officer within 72 hours if you are released. Okay, please step to your left. Reggie Williams, please come to the podium. After that, Christy.
Did she have a Ghostbusters dress on?
Have a seat by the door.
Damn, those are mighty pink shoes he got there.
Date of birth.
Reggie Williams, April 3rd, 1995.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. There's been allegations that you had a possession of a weapon and you're not allowed to. That's a class 4 felony. Also that you were carrying a deadly weapon and you failed to admit that, which is a class 1 misdemeanor.
Why does it look like he didn't have it? Like he's shocked.
Probable cause and appointed an attorney for you. Your next hearing is July 8th at 8:30 in the morning downtown. A secured appearance bond has been set at $500.
Look at his reaction.
That means you can use a bail bondsman. And also PSA supervision has already been ordered, so they'll help you get to that hearing if you are released.
Look at that
They'll
fool.
give you a bus pass and they'll try and help you get there. So if you do make bond, make sure to go to your hearing and get this taken care of.
Okay.
It's all on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Okay, quick question, Your Honor. I'm sorry. Okay, earlier I had an outside friend look up my bond, and they looked up and they saw $1,200. But I just left another court hearing in the courtroom next door, and I also got another $500 bond there. So would they be able to go to the bail bonds and pay $1,000?
That's between you and the bail.
Math is not mathing right there,
No, not the bail bonds. I mean, like the actual bail place. Like I don't want to go through a bond.
Okay.
I want to just pay it myself.
So you can pay the secured $500 yourself.
Okay.
From this court, it's $500 secured, but you can just pay the $500.
Okay. Yeah.
But that's a good question to ask when you're in the release, like on the way out. They have more information.
Okay, for sure.
Okay.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Ain't nobody bailing that fool out. Knock it out with your pink
Christy
shoes.
Andalor, please come to the podium. Joseph Price, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Christy Andalor, 1/8/84.
What up, Ashley?
You're here today on 2 different matters. They're both Superior Court probation violation warrants.
I don't think she has any
The
teeth.
first one is for violating
What do you guys
terms
think?
3, 5, and 15. And the second one is the same.
Is that no teeth face?
It appears you already have an attorney working with you on this probation violation case. Your next hearing is July 9th at 8:30 in the morning. Or excuse me, we're going to appoint a new attorney for you because this is a new probation violation case. They will meet you at your hearing July 9th, 8:30 in the morning.
She gums it.
Only appearance bond
Give
of
her.
$750 in your first matter. And then in the second matter, it's $1,500. And that's because you have continued to violate your probation. So if you do make those secured appearance bonds, make sure to contact your probation officer within 72 hours so that you won't be in violation. Okay?
No
All that's
lashes.
on your paperwork. Please step to your left. Joseph Price, please come to the podium. Dennison Harris.
I can't in this chat. She could charge extra on the streets.
Joseph William Price, May 27, 1990.
Probably.
You're here today on a Superior Court failure to appear bench warrant. It's for allegations of dangerous drug possession or use, which is a class 4 felony. And it looks like
Thank you for that.
there's a secured appearance bond set for you at $500. There will be an attorney appointed for you at your next hearing, which is July 8th, downtown. That information will be on your paperwork. And please keep the court updated with your address.
Okay. So what does that mean from here?
It means that you can either pay $500 or you can contact a bail bondsman and arrange with them because it's secured appearance bond for $500.
Okay, and I think they said I was my court appearance was on the 20th.
This is for your Superior Court, and this is July 8th.
Okay.
And it will be on your paperwork. So keep hold of your paperwork. It has all the information.
Cause yeah, I mean, I barely got out. I barely got out for the charge, like probably the 28th. So like, I don't know. It just seems like it was so close to the time that I've been incarcerated since then.
Okay.
You know, I haven't been out one day since I was released here last. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, well, there was a warrant out for you, so we need to get the warrant taken care of.
Okay.
So go to that hearing and get it taken care of.
Okay. So until then, I'll just be helping the jail here.
Well, you can make your bond, then you can leave.
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know for that. All right, I'll take it out.
Dennison Harrington, please come to the podium. Daniel Garcia, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Dennison Harrington, 62997.
You're here today on a municipal court warrant. It's for using a false license plate, which is a Class 2 misdemeanor.
What do you think? He's James Bond?
So you're not entitled to a court-appointed attorney in this case because it's a misdemeanor, and it's also at Surprise Municipal Court.
Yeah.
There is a secured appearance bond set for this at $300. So if you're able to make that secured appearance bond, please make sure you go to your hearing, which is on July 8th at 1:30 in the afternoon. If you're still in custody, they'll transport you there. Okay. And all of this will be on your paperwork.
I have a question though. Like, I've been, like, I think it's like 3 years now, 3 or 4 that it's been. They like garnished my taxes already. And like I've already done like 10 days, and it's like
Okay.
I feel like I've already overpaid. So like I'm like, and it's a like misdemeanor.
It is a misdemeanor, but they did set a bond, and they asked for $300 secured, and it is for. It's not a failure to pay if you hadn't appeared, so you need to go and get that taken care of.
No, right. And I went last time, and they sent me to 5 different courts.
So on this,
and then I went to the clerk, and she said that like they were just going to continue it.
So this warrant is for Surprise Municipal Court, and I've included in here the phone number for Surprise Municipal Court. So you could even call them from here. You can call them and try and get this sorted out with Surprise Municipal Court. But this is you've got to get it sorted out with them.
Sure.
Okay, all the information's on your paperwork.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Daniel Garcia, please come to the podium. Francisco Hernandez, have a seat by the door. State your name and date of birth.
Daniel Garcia, 42582.
No sé.
You're here today on a Superior Court probation violation warrant. You violated terms 3, 4, 5, and 15 of your probation.
I don't know how that
And
she
so
zoomed in my camera.
A bond has been set for you at $150. It's a secured appearance bond. If you do pay that, there will be some conditions to your release, including calling your probation officer within 72 hours.
Okay.
The next hearing for you is on July 9th at 8:30 in the morning, and it looks like you already have an attorney in this case.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, you do
all
forever.
All this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Thank you.
She just walked away right now.
Francisco Hernandez, please come to the podium. Pamela Placencia Eufrasio, have a seat by the door.
Good evening, Your Honor. My name is Francisco Javier Hernandez. My date of birth is 2991.
Thank you. You're here today on 3 different matters. You have a new Superior Court case where there are allegations of dangerous drug possessions and use, which is a Class 4 felony, drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, and then obstruction of justice, refusing to give true name, a Class 2 misdemeanor. This court did find probable cause and appointed an attorney to assist you at your next hearing, which is July 8th at 8:30 in the morning. There's a cash-only appearance bond set for you in this new matter of $500. And if you do make that bond, make sure to contact your probation officer within 72 hours, because that's what you.
Maybe I'm not sure. I'm gonna do the 11 one.
That stopped me, they claimed I didn't have a light, and then when they saw I did have a light, they said that it wasn't pointing forward and it was pointing down at my tire, so I could see what I'm running over, and that was their reason. That's why I said I asked them, "Hey, may I have a sergeant? This is not probable cause for you guys to detain me." But that is why. But I told him, asked the
Do you,
sergeant
Tiffany?
when I did tell him my name, but I felt like my rights were being violated.
Okay.
But that just so we
So
could be on the
remember,
same
sir,
page.
this is being recorded.
Right, yeah, no, I don't mind. Hey, what I told them, hey, I would tell them, but I wanted the sergeant. And then when they did bring me the sergeant, I did tell them my name. So I was just felt like, you know what I mean? They were just trying to. They said I didn't have a light, and when they noticed I did have a light, oh, but it's not pointing forward. It's just pointing down.
So I understand that right now you're saying there's allegations that there was no probable cause for the stop.
Yeah.
Okay.
But that's why I felt.
Something you can take up with the judge at that hearing.
All right.
On your paperwork. The other two matters before this court are probation violation warrants. So this has, these were outstanding prior to your stop even. One is violating terms 3 and 5, and the other one is also 3 and 5. So those allegations mean, just so you know, 3 is that you failed to report in within 72 hours after your release on November 26th. And then number 5 is you didn't reside in a residence that was approved.
That's because I got out, but I got out where I thought I was gonna live, but they ended up kicking me out. So I was just struggling, but I'm not gonna deny those facts, because that is true, but it was just how things played out. You know what I mean? Like, hey, I had a resident, and then
This guy's full of excuses.
So on those two different probation violation warrants, it's a cash-only bond of $500 each. So all told, today, it would be $1,500 cash only. Okay.
No.
So if you're not able to make that, they will transport you to your hearings, and you can talk with your attorney when you get there.
Thank you.
Okay. It's all in your paperwork.
Bless. Thank you.
Ms. Placencia Eufrasio, please come to the podium. Jonah Ramos, have a seat by the door.
Got a bunch of talkers tonight.
Pamela Placencia, 10/08/2002.
And is the Eufrasio also part of your last name?
Yeah.
Okay, just making sure. You're here today on a new Superior Court case. It's been alleged that you have an aggravated DUI, Class 4 felony. So this, there is probable cause, which means an attorney has been appointed for you, and your next hearing is July 17th, 2025. This court would like to release you today on what's called supervised release. So what that means is you will need to go in for alcohol testing and monitoring until your next hearing date.
Okay.
Also, in your conditions for release, you must not consume any alcohol until your next hearing date, and that's July 17th. If the judge then orders something different, you follow those orders. But for now, no driving without a valid license, no consuming alcohol, and keep the court updated with your address.
Okay, I got it.
All of this is on your paperwork. Please step to your left.
Why?
Jonah Ramos, please come to the podium. After that, Gabriel Reyes, have a seat by the chair, by the door.
No sleeping,
Jonah
James.
Ramos, 8/17/96.
You're here today on a new Superior Court case. The allegations include aggravated DUI because you had a passenger under 15. That's a Class 6 felony.
They are busy tonight.
This court did find probable cause and also found that you're not indigent. So you may hire an attorney for yourself, or you can represent yourself. Your next hearing is July 17th at 8:30 in the morning. This court would like to release you today on supervised release.
What up,
So
Lex?
that means that you will get an envelope and you must submit to alcohol testing until your next hearing. Absolutely no consuming alcohol until your next hearing. Also, you may not drive a motor vehicle with a minor under 18 years old in your vehicle. Okay? These orders can be changed at the next hearing by the next judge, but for right now, it's important that you follow them and keep the court updated with your address. Please be patient today. There's a lot of people here in this facility. It might take a few hours for you to be released.
Okay.
Please step to the
Thank
left.
you.
Gabriel Reyes, please come to the podium. After that, Angel Baskins, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Hello, my name is Gabriel Ruben Reyes. My date of birth is 11/28/1998.
You're here today on 3 different justice court cases. One of them is a new justice court case that's alleging that you exceeded the posted speed by over 20 miles an hour.
Aggravated
and that you drove with a suspended license.
means somebody
These are
got
both
hurt.
misdemeanors. Another one is justice court warrant for exceeding
Hey, what up,
the posted
Teresa?
speed by over 20
Hello,
miles an hour.
Governor.
And then your last one is also the same. These are all misdemeanors, and so this court cannot appoint an attorney for you because of the nature of the charges. You have different justice courts you need to go to, so don't lose your paperwork. It says on each one the address, the time, the date, but I'll just read it into the record. Okay, looks like your first one, East Mesa, on July 16th at 9 a.m. The next one you have, South Mountain, on July 16th. It's also
I'm
at
doing
9
pretty
a.m.
good.
So I'm giving you their phone number. You need to call
Yes.
and let them know you have to be in a different justice court at the same time.
Yes.
And then the last one, it's again East Mesa, July 16th at 9 a.m. So you should be able to get those two taken
Thank you,
care
thank
of.
you,
Is
Teresa.
that 4? I'm sorry. Is that 4 total or is that 3 total?
You have 3 hearings total.
Okay.
What up,
My
Boston?
bad. I misunderstood it.
No, it's okay. You have multiple charges. I understand the confusion. So no attorney is going to be appointed for you because these are misdemeanors. You need to go to the hearing to get it sorted out or they will issue more warrants.
Yes.
And you are going to be released today on your own recognizance. That means on your promise
It's all
that you
good,
will
Teresa.
go to
Thank
these
you.
hearings and or contact the justice courts, right? Because you can't be in 2 places
Yes.
at one time.
Yeah, that's impossible.
Right. So make sure you do that. If you don't, they're going to issue
Thank you,
warrants and
Tiffany.
I'll send you back here.
Yeah.
And then there will be bonds.
Yes.
Okay. Your paperwork is that way.
Thank you, ma'am. And happy
I
4th of
hope so,
July as well.
Teresa.
Angel Baskin, please come to the podium. Rosio Madrano, please have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Angel Elaine Baskin, 12/30/1980.
Thank you. You're here today on 2 justice court cases. The first one is a new case. There's allegations of you driving on a suspended license. It's a class 1 misdemeanor. The second one is the same thing, driving on a suspended license, also a misdemeanor. In your first case, it is at Highland Justice Court, July 17th at 9 a.m. Because it's a misdemeanor, this court cannot appoint an attorney to represent you, but you can hire one or represent yourself. Also, I gave you the phone numbers because your next case
This is Arizona.
is at North Mesa Justice Court, July 17th at 1 p.m. So they're on the same day, and I worry for you that you will make it in time between the 2 justice
Yes,
courts.
I swear to God, I swear. The reason why I'm in this situation right now, okay, I was in California, I had a family crisis, okay?
Okay.
So by the time I came back, I thought I had court like in the afternoon. I didn't know. So I had already called the court. I know you said whatever recording, I really don't care because like I put in a motion for the court.
Okay.
Okay, like my only uncle, my great uncle passed away. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why I couldn't make it to my court. But by the time I came back out here, it was already too late.
Mm-hmm.
So
just to let you know, this court's going to release you on your promise.
That's right, Simona.
Taken care of. Don't lose your paperwork. It has
Where
the
at?
phone numbers of those justice courts. Call them. Sort it out. Make sure you go to your hearing so they don't issue
I
more
will.
warrants.
I swear I will.
Okay. And I'm
Thank
sorry
you.
for your loss.
Thank you.
Please step that way. Rosio Medrano, please come to the podium.
Hey, what up, my life's peachy?
Rebecca Ramirez, have a seat by the door. Please state your name and date of birth.
Rocío Medrano, September 21st, 1980.
You're here today on a municipal court
This one time
warrant.
at band camp.
They alleged that you were exceeding the speed limit by over 45 miles per hour and that you drove on a suspended license.
What up, Leash?
These are both misdemeanors, so no attorney will be appointed for you, but you can hire one or represent yourself. Your next hearing is on July 16th at 1 p.m. in Litchfield Park. There is a phone number printed on the paperwork. This court would like to release you today.
Hey,
on
thank
your
you for that,
promise
Teresa.
You will go to your hearing and get this taken care of. Okay, your paperwork is that way. Thank you.
Hey, thank you for that. I appreciate you guys. Slow down,
Rebecca
Grandma.
Ramirez, please come to the podium.
Hey, so for anybody that's new here, this is not the last court.
Please state your name and date of birth.
Rebecca Yolanda Ramirez, 080697.
You're here today on 4 separate matters. They are all Superior Court probation violation warrants. Looking at the first one, it looks like you violated terms 4 and 5. You already have an attorney in this case. Your hearing will be July 9th, and it is at 8:30 a.m. A $500 secured bond was set, and the court has affirmed it. If you are able to make that bond, and there's going to be 4 of them, so this is the first one, you do need to contact your probation officer within 24 hours because you are on intensive probation.
Okay.
The second one, it's terms 4 and 5. This one, the bond is set at $750, still secured. The third one is $500, and then the fourth one is $100. So these are all bonds that were set by the probation court, and this court has affirmed them.
Hello, Silas, can you hear?
And it's for the violations 4 and 5. If you do make those bonds, they're secured bonds. Make sure to contact your probation officer within 24 hours. All your hearing dates, times, information will be on your paperwork.
Okay, so how much is it together?
Silas, can you hear?
Write it down. Let's see, 100, 600, 1350. Okay, so $1,850 total. It's secured.
Okay.
Okay, it's all in your paperwork. Please step to your left. Will Michael Owens please come to the podium? I have to read you something, so before we start, let me get to the right thing.
Yes, ma'am, of course.
Thank you.
I have Tourette's, by the way, so that's just what that is.
Okay. May I have your name and date of birth?
Michael Owens, July 4th, 92.
A warrant for your arrest has been issued, let me pull this one up, by the state of Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Hello, Silas, can you hear?
That state wants you back on this warrant.
Okay.
Before court, you were given some paperwork to review on a laminated card. Did you read that paperwork?
Yes, ma'am, I did.
Okay. As stated, you have a warrant from the state of Texas and you have a choice to make at this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition
I'll let her
hearing
know.
and that a governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are sent back to the state of Texas. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing, you would be held non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days. And that time would start tomorrow as long as you do not have any criminal charges pending anywhere in Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
If you have criminal charges pending in Arizona, the 30-day period would start after those charges are resolved. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I would set the date and the courthouse, but I cannot appoint an attorney to represent you because that is a civil matter. The extradition hearing is a civil matter. But you would have the right to hire a lawyer at your own expense if you choose. You are entitled to bail here in Arizona. And in this case, We would set it at 50,000 secured.
So what would that be at a bondsman? I'm not sure.
Usually I think it's 10%, so $5,000.
What up, Marco?
Okay, your
Silas is on the phone. Yeah.
a governor's warrant would be signed by the governors of both states, is required to extradite you to Texas, and that process could take up to 90 days. So, do you wish to waive your right to extradition?
That is a tough one. It's very difficult because it's I mean, it's not. I know what it is. It's precapious, but I paid my child support to my children. I have proof that I paid child support to my children, and I didn't leave Texas to run
Marco,
from that. My ex-wife,
you were in Centinela?
and I sat down and talked extensively about moving here to Arizona last year. That was the plan, and when I moved here, she blocked me
you were
from
Gary
her
Selly?
house in Texas, and I haven't heard from them in over a year. So I've done all the proper steps.
So then perhaps you
when did you get out?
to waive your right and you want to go to that extradition hearing, because then that's when you could talk about why they shouldn't have a warrant out for you. So if you don't waive, I'll set bond, and if you can make bond,
April
then
29th.
you can, be free until the hearing, but then you got to go to your extradition hearing.
Would it be here?
It would be here in Maricopa, but not necessarily, not in this building.
Yeah, no, I just wanted to make sure it'd be here, and
yes, in Arizona and Maricopa County at the Superior Court.
I would need to call my wife, who is
how much time did you do
in Jamaica. We're going there for my birthday. So I need to.
So
today,
at this initial appearance, you have to make a decision. Do you want to waive your right and wait 30 days for Texas to extradite you? Or do you want to not waive your right and all set a hearing and bond so you have the opportunity to be released and then go to that extradition hearing, which is a civil hearing?
It was last year, no, when we were in Europe?
I'd rather just pay the bond, because going to Texas, not working, I would have a hard time trying to get back. So.
Okay. So I'm going to set bond for you today. It's at $50,000 secured, which means you may use a bail bondsman.
The 25th of
and
June?
And then you're not to have contact with your arresting officers. I'm just setting the conditions of your release. They are very similar to if you had been arrested on something else. Let me just make sure I get them all in here. You need to keep the court updated with your address, your local address. Okay, let's see if I've got it all.
Hey, do you know Eric? Eric Puente.
Okay, so you will have a hearing on July 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon, and the address and all that information is going to be printed on your paperwork. So if you make bond, that is when your hearing is, July 21st.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
It will still be July 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So I understand you do not want to sign the paperwork. Your bond is set at $50,000 secured. You will have an extradition hearing on July 21st, 2025 at 1:30, where the judge will go through these options again. If you post your bond, make sure to attend your court date. It is a civil hearing. Or if you don't go to that extradition hearing, they will issue a warrant for your arrest.
Understand.
Okay.
So my wife is currently in Jamaica, so she would just need to find a bail bondman here and then call them, and then she would pay them.
Or you can. I know they allow collect calls from the south. So
yeah, but I don't have $5,000 in my pocket or anything. I know she probably got to pull it, so I need to keep it. But I was just trying to figure that's what I would do. She would just Google one here in Maricopa, 24-hour one, I guess.
They exist.
And then she would pay them, and then they would pay the court, and then you guys would release. Okay.
Yep. Information will be on your paperwork, and if you have more questions, I think the detention officers know how it works, so they can answer things for you too as well. Okay. You step to your left. Mr. Arthur Hernandez?
Hey, congratulations on your sobriety, man, and that's really good, getting a job after being out for 10 days. That's really good right there.
Good evening.
It is live, yeah, it is.
Name and date of birth.
Arthur Hernandez, April 2nd, 1979.
A warrant has been issued for your arrest by the state of California. That state wants you back. And this warrant. And before the court, you were given some paperwork to review on a laminated card. Did you read that paperwork?
Yes, I started. Yes.
Okay. So the warrant from the state of California, you have a choice to make it this time. You can choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing and be sent back to the requesting state within 30 days, or you can demand an extradition hearing, and that governor's warrant be signed by the governors of both states before you are sent back to the state of California. If you choose to waive your right to an extradition hearing,
Thank you, Marco.
Non-bondable in Maricopa County Jail for a period of up to 30 days, and that day would start tomorrow as long as you do not have any criminal charges in Arizona. If you do have criminal charges pending in Arizona, the 30 days would start after those charges are resolved. If you choose to have an extradition hearing, I will set your hearing, and I will also set bond. Let me just double check.
Hey, what a make money. And this should be the last one, Silas.
So
After this one, we should be good to go.
At $50,000 secured.
$50,000.
All right.
Yes.
What do you mean secured? What do you mean?
It means you can use a bail bondsman.
Okay. Well, I don't got nobody in the state. I got to call home. I haven't got to use the phone yet.
Oh, you haven't gotten to use the phone?
No, I don't. Nobody even knows.
Okay.
I'm out here.
So you have two choices. If you would like to waive your right, then you're held non-bondable for up to 30 days while California comes to get you. If you do not waive your right, I'll set a bond here or an extradition hearing for you, and it will be on July 21st at 1:30, and then bail would be set at $50,000, and that's secured.
That's so high. What did I do?
What I do?
Like you violated a protective order that was issued for
No, I'm saying, yeah, no. That was back home when I contacted my phone.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
So that is why, because we take it very seriously here.
Okay. Yeah, over there too. I don't know. I don't know what to do, man. So I guess not the hearing, give me 30 days, I guess. I mean, because I don't know what else to do.
Okay. So if you waive your right, then California will come and get you within 30 days. And if they do not, then you'll be released.
Or they're going to pick them up.
Still outstanding, so you need to go get it taken care of.
Well, that's what I would like to go do right now. I mean, I was thinking about joining the program that was over here on Peoria. I've been on my way there. I just talked to the guy yesterday, as a matter of fact, from Peoria and something. He said it was like, he was trying to get me to go that day yesterday.
Oh, no.
You should have gone. You wouldn't have got arrested.
It sounded like a good deal, but I just don't know where it's at. I'm not from here.
Okay. So let me read you the part that if you do waive and you say, I'm going to just stay in custody until they extradite me. Okay.
Yeah, he has a case out of California.
Let's see.
Hey, Silas.
If you want to sign the waiver, I have to ask you the following question.
Yeah.
So maybe this will help you decide. Did you read the waiver of extradition?
We have Gary's old celly, Marco.
Did you read the waiver of
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
In the chat, he sends his.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, you don't have to do it.
I don't have to do anything.
Right.
All right.
So if you don't waive, then I'll set bond for you at $50,000 and I'll set a hearing for you. And if you make the bond, you can get out, but you really need to go to the hearing or a warrant will get issued.
Yeah, that's not going to happen. I don't have nobody with $60,000.
Okay, it's secured, so you can use a bail bond.
Okay. Matthew said hi,
So
also one of our viewers.
and you work it out with them.
Yeah, I got everything taken away with the divorce. I don't have no assets or nothing.
Okay.
Matthew.
So if you waive,
who'd you say,
then,
Matthew. Yeah, he's one of our regulars.
So do you understand you have a right to an extradition?
Oh, okay.
hearing?
We got Leash. We got Leash in here. We got Teresa. Everybody saying hi.
Hear what you have to say about whether or not that warrant should be enforced.
Oh, why I didn't report back to probation, basically.
Not really. It's more like they want to know that California have the right to pull you back.
I mean, okay, I'll do that then. Yeah, do it that way.
Okay, so I'm going to say that you're not going to waive your hearing. You would like to have it.
Thank you, baby
girl. And I will
girl.
set your bail at $50,000 because of the allegations of the charges.
I have a question. How soon will the hearing be?
It will be on July 21st at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Okay.
Okay, if you do make that bond, because there's always possibility, you're not to have
We're gonna get into
contact with
Silas's
your alleged
parole hearing
victims
right
and
now.
following
That's
the
why we got him
protective
on the
order.
line.
That's the issue, right? Because that was the issue here.
Well, two of my kids are of 18 now. They can totally talk to me now. Two youngest ones
If
can't.
they're not covered by the protective order anymore, then
No.
as long as you follow what the protective order says.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because I talk to my kids now. My older ones.
Don't drive without a valid license.
You have
Don't take
60
drugs
seconds
without a valid
remaining.
prescription. Okay. All right. I'm signing this for you now.
I
so
have,
now
Chad.
the hearing will be set. The bond is set. And if you change your mind at the extradition hearing and you just want to be extradited, you can do that then too.
Okay.
Yeah. So all the paperwork will be printed out here in just a minute. Oh, I'm supposed to read you something else. Oh, it's everything I just said to you. It says to you the date, it says to the amount. So.
Really don't matter.
Okay.
Thank you.
The paperwork will come to you in just a minute. Thank you, sir.
Man, it's about time.
Yes. Okay. I can't always tell if I find it.
Hey, Silas, right now when you call back,
No house calls today, so this is the end of the 8 p.m. calendar.
can you call the other number? The 4475?
Until 11 p.m. June, July 2nd.
All right.
All right. All right. So right now, Silas, so we're going to be, I'm going to be doing a collect call from Silas. He should be calling back in a moment or two, and then we'll go ahead and get into, the phone call, if you will. Let me see here. Make sure I got everything up and ready. So for those of you that don't know, Silas is currently in prison. He's in Centinela prison. He's been, I think at this point, he's been in there 24 years. He recently went to his parole board hearing a few weeks back, so he wants to share his experience with the parole board. So he's calling back right now. So I'm about to pick up this call. All right.
With Global Tel Link, you have a prepaid call from
recorded.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
Cinco.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
Hey, what's going on, man?
What up, Silas? Man, hey, man, my apologies for that. The court started about 15 minutes late, so I ran into overtime. So they just finished it up right now. Thanks for being a good sport and listening to those last two hearings. How you been, man? It's been a few weeks since the last time we spoke, man. We got a few people in here. We got Becca saying hi, Silas. We got Chacha saying hi, Silas. Let me see who else we got in here. Let me see. We also got McKenna, right tie. We got Ash saying hi. Man, we got a bunch of people saying hi. So, hey, thank you guys for showing Silas some love over here.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for tuning in. And I send my hellos and my greetings and love right back to everybody.
For sure. Let me. Oh, you know what? Let me. Okay, there we go. All right, cool, perfect. Man, Silas. So, I know a few weeks ago, what was it, like 2-3 weeks ago, you went to your board hearing, and that's the reason for the phone call.
Actually, it was a week ago.
Oh, was it a week?
Yeah, a week.
Damn, I'm over here thinking it was like 2-3 weeks already.
Nah, it's because of the heat, man. It's the heat, man. It's 114 out here today, man. It's hotter than a $2 pistol from a crackhead out here, man.
Oh man, it's hotter than what again, Silas?
Hotter than a $2 pistol from a crackhead.
Oh man, hey, that's a good one. I have to remember that one. I have to add that one to my bag of tricks over here. Hey, we got Marco in here. He says, tell him if he remembers me, I was in the same building. Marco, Gary's old celly. He paroled April.
Yeah, I remember him. I know who he is. What's up, Marco?
That's right.
Yeah, I remember him.
Man. So, man, yeah, hey, shout out to Marco, man. Thank you for tuning in, man. I appreciate you. And for anybody that's sticking around for this phone call, I appreciate you guys too. So this is a little bit of what we do. We do, court hearings. We do calls from prison. Just to get, all aspects of the legal system. Um, so I know a lot of you might not be familiar with these phone calls, but I appreciate you guys, sticking in, hanging around and listening to, what Silas is going to share with us tonight. Like I mentioned earlier on, he's going to be speaking about his board of parole hearing. And man, I know last time or your first parole board hearing, you didn't get the outcome that you wanted. You had your board of parole board hearing last week. Can we get into some of like what happened? Some of the questions that they went over, or how was it when you walked in? Like what were you feeling when you sat down in front of that computer in that Zoom meeting in front of the board of parole members?
Man, I tell you what, man.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
So I had my first hearing 18 months ago, and when I walked in there back then, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that I was going to get a denial, and it was just about, just showing them who I was, how much I transformed to that point. And so walking in there this time, after completing all of their recommendations and going, above and beyond, their recommendations and doing everything I could, like I went in there feeling like I had done everything that I could possibly do. Last time I had a state appointed attorney. This time I had a paid attorney. Shout out to Joseph Magazzini. And so it's just the difference of having an attorney on a video screen and having my attorney drive down here sitting right next to me in the conference room was just like, it was just a different feeling. It gave me, it gave me a different level of confidence, and having an advocate right there, it felt good to that I was going into this, with somebody physically with me, and the work that he did with me leading up to the hearing was amazing, man. I mean, we went through he went through transcripts together. We went through just, you name it from A to Z, and one of the things that was so interesting to me, and the important thing about hiring an attorney is, ultimately we do the work, right? So if you go in there and you haven't done the work, it doesn't matter who you hire. But if you do the work, hiring an attorney means the difference. It makes a difference because you have an advocate in there with some insight into the commissioners, and into their process, their individual processes. So it made a lot of difference. So I walked in there feeling confident.
All right, and then we have a comment from Chad. Chad writes, "Someone to speak for you." Yup, it doesn't hurt, having somebody in your corner to assist you. And does he help you? Does he help you? Like if there's like a question, does he like clarify? Like if you don't understand something that the board is asking?
Right, absolutely. And one thing that they make clear, that I really took to heart this hearing, is that, they tell you at the beginning of the hearing, Mr. Johnson, this is your hearing. So if there's anything that you want to clarify, anything that's inaccurate, or anything that you just want to add, then, feel free to do so. And so you have that opportunity to advocate for yourself and do that yourself. But he definitely asked questions, or there were a couple of times in the hearing where, particularly when the district attorney asked a question and she asked it through the BPH, and she really didn't ask a question. It was just more of a statement. And so I was, I asked, well, is there a question here? Is there, can you rephrase it? Because it wasn't a question, it's more of a statement. And so they asked her to, so she formed it into a question. So you can do that yourself, but your attorney he also follows up and does that as well.
Man, I just read this comment right here from Belma, and she writes, "I have goosebumps. My loved one had his first parole hearing on May 5th after 21 years on a 45 years sentence, and he made it. Congratulations to your loved one for getting that grant. I know they're not easy. I hear a lot of these stories, and a lot of the things that these gentlemen have to go through, to make it out, and they definitely don't make it easy. They're not handing out any grants of parole for people that don't deserve them.
No, absolutely not. And through this process, through my studying and the first experience and my second experience, I came away with a pretty cool working knowledge of BPH and the whole process and how they run the hearings. And it was pretty interesting this time around because I was versed and I came in there a little bit. I came way more prepared than I did last time.
All right, and I got a question from Teresa. She's asking, did you meet up with your attorney before so he gets to know you? That's a good question.
Yeah, I actually met with Magazzini 5 times before my hearing. Like he drives down and I go on the visit with him. I give him any papers that I have, for my parole packet. We talk. He's on my tablet. We message back and forth on the tablet. We have phone calls. So we've actually had like 5 2-hour meetings before. Actually a week before the hearing, he drove down here while we were on lockdown, and I had a meeting with him twice. I think twice. One meeting in person, and in another meeting, I had like another phone call, a secure phone call in the program office for like an hour as well. So yeah, there's a lot of opportunity for you to cultivate that working relationship and to really build that confidence in continuity. So that's a great question, actually.
Yeah, it was. That was really good. And I got another one here from Mama. She writes, how long will it take before he hears if he gets parole or not?
Well, I guess this is the spoiler alert. So, so at approximately 11:30 Wednesday morning, June 25th, 2025, I, Mr. Silas Johnson, was found suitable for parole. So, I was found suitable.
Congratulations, Silas. Once you're found suitable for parole, do you get out immediately? How do you get out in 10 days? How does that process work for people that are not familiar? How the board of parole works in California, and everybody's writing congratulations.
Okay, so
yeah, seriously, man. I'm gonna read some of these comments right here.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Man, we got a comments from Cha. She wrote, congratulations. That's wonderful news. Let me see. Mama writes, amazing. Let's go. And then Dustin wrote, hell yeah, congratulations. Let me see. And Vilma wrote, it took us nearly 4 days for us as well. So in different states, they run things differently. So California, luckily for Silas, they let you know on the spot. Brooke wrote, whoa, wow, that's amazing. Leash wrote, she put little confetti, horns. And then let me see here. Teresa, let me see. Teresa wrote, congratulations. I have goosebumps. Chad wrote, seriously, man, that is rad. Congratulations, Silas. Let me see. Becca wrote, I told you were going to get out. Let me see here. And a bunch of other comments. So I really appreciate you guys, sharing those comments.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I appreciate all of you guys, man. All your congratulations and well wishes, and not just now, like leading up to that day before, the whole process. Like all of you guys have been really encouraging, with your prayers and with your well wishes and every milestone that that I've had and communicated with you all. You guys have been just it really fills my heart to know that there are people out there rooting for us to win, and we come from troubled past and we've done terrible things, but we've also transformed our lives and our minds and heart, and it just feels good to know that that there is redemption for us, and that all of you people out there, beautiful people out there, like are in lockstep with us, man, and thank you to all of you guys too.
Man, let me see. Somebody had asked a question. I think it was Mama wrote. What was the feeling like when you heard that? When you heard that you were found you, Silas Johnson, are found suitable for parole?
It was, you know, it was kind of funny. It was surreal. The feeling didn't even seem real. I've been in prison for 24 years and 4 months. And, you know, last time, you know, obviously, like, I went December 13th, 2023, and my mom had just passed away November 24th. So just not even a few weeks, you know, not even 3 weeks before. And it was just, while it was expected, it was still devastating. And it just, even though I had done all the work and done everything, you know, like should have done and supposed to do to earn it, like, it was just, it was crazy. Like, I'll give this contrast, right? Like, I had a commissioner, I won't name the commissioner, you know, obviously, but my commissioner at my initial hearing, when he read his decision, when we came back on the record after they deliberated, he went on for probably 2.5 minutes before he finally said, you know, we hereby find that you, Mr. Johnson, pose an unreasonable risk to public safety, and we find you unsuitable for parole. And I read a couple of transcripts that he had done the same thing in the hearings. And just to sit there, I can't even explain when you're waiting for a decision about your freedom, your liberty, and to have someone go through section and penal code before the decision is just so.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
It's crazy. And the commissioner that I had this time around, God bless her, I've read some transcripts from hearings that she did before, and all of them she announced it right away. And as soon as she came back on, she was like, "Okay, we're back. We're back on the record." And okay, so Mr. Johnson, I want to say that we find that you do not pose a risk to public safety, and we hereby find you suitable for off the rip. And it was just, I went to pieces. I just
Man,
I just went to pieces,
man, Silas, man, we got a bunch of other questions for you. Man, I could hear the emotion in your voice. So I know this call's about to hang up. You go ahead and give us a call back, and I'm gonna go ahead and get into some of these other questions. These viewers, they have a lot of questions for you, man. The chat is going nuts. I can't even keep up with it. My eyes are over here going crazy. Anyhow, hey, thank you guys. So this is Silas. I'm gonna go. I know you guys are asking what he's in prison for. I'll go and ask him right now when he comes back, so you guys can hear from him. And I know you guys got some other questions. When is his release date, and we'll go ahead and get into all of that for sure. So thank you guys for sticking around. Those of you that are watching the Board of Parole, I mean not the Board of Parole hearing, but the Maricopa County stream. Appreciate you guys sticking around and listening to this conversation. All right, let me pick up this call here. He sounds humble.
This is Global Telly.
This call is
you have
now
a
being
prepaid
recorded.
call from
Silas Johnson.
an incarcerated individual at the Centinela
Get it
State
together,
Prison,
James.
Centinela, California. This call
Seatbelt.
and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded. You have a prepaid call. You will not be charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
That's right, Velma.
Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So I had a question. Somebody was asking, what are you in prison for? How long were you sentenced? And when is your release date now that you got found suitable for parole?
So I'm in prison for 187, a homicide, taking somebody's life in the second degree, as well as a first degree robbery that was committed 2 months prior in 2000. And I was sentenced to 24 years to life, and I've been incarcerated 24 years and 4 months. And now that I'm found suitable, I've entered into a review process. So the review process is 120 days. And in that review process, they check the transcripts for irregularities, for anything, to see if law and procedure was followed, to see if anything hadn't been added to the record. And they also look for anything that would affect the decision, like any new write-ups 115, any new information brought to light that would have changed the finding of suitability. And so that last like approximately 120 days, I've seen people get in the governor has the ability to take no action, in which he would go home after 120 days, or he can do what is called, or he can just outright just take your suitability, which is extremely rare with him, or he can do what is called en banc, E-N space B-A-N-C. And so what the en banc is essentially the governor kicking your case back to BPH and saying, hey, I have an issue with his insight, or I have an issue with his parole plans, or whatever. You know, hey, are you guys sure about this? Double check this. And so shortly after that, you have what they call an en banc hearing with the commissioners. And there's a panel, I believe, of 7. And the commissioners go over your case, and it's a public hearing, so the public has a chance to comment. I can have family members Zoom or Skype in where they have ability to make a statement. My attorney can make a written statement. I can make a written statement, but I don't attend the hearing even on video conference. And so they either affirm the suitability, or they take the suitability, or they have an ability to send it to what is called a rescission hearing. So a rescission hearing is like, okay, well, we need to do more about this. We need to talk more about this. In the rescission hearing, I do attend, and you go there, and they see if they're going to either uphold your suitability or take it. So that's the process. Chances are I'll be en banc because the governor is en banking people at a high rate. So I'm looking at approximately 80 or 90 days maybe. And after you go to your en banc, if they uphold your suitability, after that, things move pretty fast. I had a buddy, Alfonso. His en banc was held on the 18th of July, and he just went home on the 30th. So that's 12 days. So after your en banc, once your suitability is upheld, you're out of the door. Any day you can go home. So I'm looking at probably October, like October, September-ish.
Damn, hey, you might be home for Halloween. We might get Silas doing some Halloween poetry when he comes home.
Man, man, absolutely, man, definitely, man, definitely. Like, man, it's surreal, man. It's just barely starting to set in. You know what I mean? I don't think it's gonna be 100% real for me until I put on my clothes and my dress out and walk outside that gate. You know, I don't think it's gonna really feel like real. You know, I've been in here so long that, you know, to hear it, you know, don't get me wrong, it was really emotional, you know, and to hear it and to feel it, you know, but I'm still kind of like in that space of like, okay, is this really gonna happen? Is this really, so there's a little bit of disbelief that just tends in it every day as I wake up, like, you know, like when she pronounced me suitable, my attorney was sitting behind me, like to the right of me. And he had patted me on my shoulder, but when she said suitable, like I said, I went to pieces, like, and I turned around and I couldn't even talk, but I mouthed to him, did she just say suitable? And he smiled and shook his head like, yeah, she said suitable.
Man. Man, who was? Go ahead, Silas.
No, I just wanted to say, I was talking to Ricky the other day, and Ricky Black, and we had a short conversation, and I was telling him, like, you can tell somebody, if you're a lifer and you've served a life sentence in prison and you get granted suitability, like, you can tell someone, I can explain what that feels like to somebody, but it's one of those things, like, only Ricky understands how that feels. Only Alfonso understands. Only Richard understands. Only Pablo. When I talk about this, like, they know what it is to come in here and to be hopeless and feel like you're going to die in prison, and to do everything you can to change, to transform yourself, and to be acknowledged for it, and to have somebody show you grace you know, and it like it's I can't even explain the feeling, man.
Man. Well, man, I'm glad you're able to share that with us. And you know, I want to point something out with Ricky. He hasn't had that feeling once, but he had it twice. With Ricky,
Yeah,
man, Ricky, very unlucky. You know, he got found suitable last year, and then they lost his transcripts, or they couldn't transcribe his transcript, so they made him start all over again for back at square one. So he went back to the parole board this year. He was found suitable, and he should be getting out soon. So after this in bond hearing, after the outcome of the in bank hearing,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
as long as they affirm his his grant, then he should be walking out there. You know, hopefully within the next I would say in about a little bit over a month.
man, definitely, man. I'll be waiting to see him off, man. I'll be waiting to see him off for sure. Yeah, I wanted to say something before we moved on, man.
Yeah.
I don't want to do this without and lose sight of this. Like I'm extremely, you know, happy and my family, you know, we're overjoyed with this and we're experiencing this and waiting for the next steps, obviously. But I want to say, I want to pay a little bit of respect to the individuals that are victimized in order to get into this place to where this was a necessity, particularly the man that I murdered. Um, his brother attended the hearing and, you know, he spoke and I got an opportunity to apologize to him and his family. And I'll say this, you know, and obviously I'm not going to use their names, you know, out of respect for them and their family and their privacy. Like, but I went into the hearing because the first time no one showed up from the victim's family and from the man's family. I don't want to just because he was more than just my victim. No one appeared for the first hearing, and so this hearing, the deputy district attorney for LA County, you know, she showed up and he attended as well. And I went into that hearing once I knew that he was attending, ready for hatred, for vitriol, for, you know, and I was ready to embrace that because I understood it. I understood the sentiment and it's nothing less than I deserved. But something incredible happened. What I wasn't expecting was forgiveness and grace from particularly from him, you know, and I mean without going too much into it because I mean like I said, I want to respect, you know, individuals' privacy, you know. But it's one of the most remarkable things that I've experienced in my life. Knowing what I've taken from their family, from him and from their family, and just to be treated with so much dignity and to be offered forgiveness and to be congratulated after a finding of suitability and be told to take this opportunity and literally verbatim, he told me to take this opportunity and fly. You know what I mean? Like, I was not prepared for that. You know, I was not prepared for that at all.
Let me ask you something.
I just want to.
Go ahead, Silas.
I just want to acknowledge him and all victims of crime, man. That people that have been hurt by just the silly ass gangland culture, criminal behavior in general. You know, people like myself who are in society and antisocial and harming people and you know, and it don't matter if they were gang members. It don't matter if they were criminals as well. None of that is relevant because I'm the one that committed crimes against people, you know, and that's the common denominator. And I just want to just acknowledge, you know, everybody that I've ever harmed and apologize to everybody that I've ever harmed throughout my life and just take a moment to acknowledge them because I mean this is really about it's about them and their justice and their journey and the things that they have to live with that I've done that I can't change, you know. So I just want to contextualize that for everybody, you know, like even my joy today, it's come with a cost, you know. And I never want to lose sight of that.
Man, that was deep. That was deep, Silas. What I was going to ask you was, how far into the board hearing did you find out that somebody was there in the behalf of the victim?
The deputy district attorney had.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
And I guess she had already spoke with him, but he wasn't like in the. I don't know. Like I'm not really tech savvy, but he wasn't in Teams or whatever it is. Like he wasn't ready to come in, and so she had called him, and we took a break, like a 5-minute break. So I knew, like probably 10 minutes before we started that he was going to attend.
Oh, okay, okay. So and then you were thinking like, what was he gonna be? What was it? I'm assuming you were thinking that he wasn't gonna support your release.
Absolutely, and to be clear, the deputy district attorney said that she didn't think it was enough time between my community with default and circumventing restitution. It had only been a few years, and he had sided with her, but he also said that that he came from the same community I did, and that he sided with her, thought that it would take probably he wanted to see a little bit more sustained positive behavior. He congratulated me on my accomplishments, my degrees, and but said that he deferred to her and said that but he said he in the future, like, does he believe that I should spend the rest of my life in prison? He said, no, I don't. I believe in second chances, and you know, he stated that he understood, the culture that we came from. Obviously we were from the same area, and so he was really thoughtful in his approach. I mean, obviously he was in pain and he was emotional.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Emotion for him and emotional for me, just to hear someone that I've harmed, and but I will say, that even in that he showed grace, and like I said, after I was found suitable, he congratulated me and told me, like, take the opportunity and fly, man, and make it mean something.
Yeah. Oh, so he was there when the commissioner read off whether you were suitable or not.
Yeah, he was there throughout the whole proceeding.
Wow. Man.
Yeah, man. It was heavy, man. It was heavy.
All right. So I know it's about to cut off, so you could go ahead and give us a call back, and we'll go ahead and continue. All right. So right now, Nora, I'll go ahead and ask him your question right now when he calls back. And Amos, thank you for the follow. Highly appreciate you. Is he getting out? Yeah. So he should be getting out sometime between maybe between, I would say, either October or November. It depends if he gets it in bank or not. Let me see what made him alive. Let me see.
This is Global Call is now being recorded. You have a prepaid call from.
Hey, so
Johnson.
And
if you want to listen, I've actually interviewed him before. His story is actually located on our YT page at Collect Call From. If you go to the playlist, go to Silas Johnson, and you could hear his whole journey from a child all the way to where he's at now.
Or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, Silas.
All right, I'm back.
All right, let me see. Let me see, I had a question here that they had been asking me. Nora wants to know what's the first meal you're having, Silas?
I think I think I'm gonna do something like I'm gonna do something simple. I've dreamed about like extravagant meals and all of that, but I think I'm gonna do something real simple, man. Like I mean, it's like super simple. I want some McDonald's, man. I
Mm.
want like some I want like some chicken McNuggets and fries and like a fillet of fish with cheese, like plain with cheese. Like I'm a simple guy, man. I'm a cheap date.
Hey, well, I'm gonna tell you this much, Silas. Those chicken McNuggets, the way you remember them 24 years ago, they're about half the size now.
Wow. Either that or like some IHOP. I really would love to eat some IHOP. I'd love to like some breakfast food. Breakfast food is my favorite food, so IHOP would be amazing.
All right. And I got another question from Katie. She's asking, what is he most excited about when he gets out?
I am most excited about wrapping my arms around my daughter. That woman is my joy. That young woman is my joy. She is so beautiful, intelligent, talented, thoughtful, funny. I have not physically held my daughter since she was 9.5 months old. I came to prison when I was arrested when she was a year and a half old, and I've watched her grow up through pictures, and we've we were estranged for years, and we've got back in contact, and we've been building our relationship for the last 3 years, and yeah, I wanna fly her out here. I cannot wait to wrap my arms around my baby girl. That's 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 the number one thing I'm looking forward to.
And is she gonna be there on your release date?
Hopefully, we're trying to make it happen. So I got some family. I'm calling in some favors. I don't know. Like I don't know. We're gonna get it done, even if I got to crowdfund. Something, we got to get it done.
Okay.
She's out in Texas, so I got to get her flown out here.
All right, man. Well, hopefully she gets out there because I would love to see be there and see that and share that with our audience here, and I'm pretty sure they would enjoy seeing something like that.
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Let me see. I got a question from Scott. Scott is asking. I think. Let me see where's Scott's question right here. Where did Scott go here? Yeah, I had him right here and he disappeared. I'm scrolling through these questions here trying to find out. Okay, so Scott is asking, how many cervezas are you buying him when he gets out? I will match. Hey, so Scott, I think I've never been on parole, but I'm assuming if I bought any cervezas or beers for Silas, that would be a violation of his parole. So I will not be buying him any beers, but I'll be more than happy to pay for his first meal. Maybe we could rain check that beer maybe somewhere down the line when he gets off parole.
Yeah, I'm gonna have a lemon, a water with lemon. I ain't drinking no beer. That's out. That's out.
Yeah, I'm not trying to get Silas caught up on his first day, on his first few hours of getting out of prison.
No. Nah,
Yeah. Let me see. Let me see. K and D is asking, does he have family and a place to live?
Yeah, I have family. I have family. I have family. I have place to live, places to live. But I'm going into transitional housing. It's required that lifers on parole go into transitional housing for at least 6 months. Well, it's not technically required, but it wink wink, but it is required. So I'll be there at least 6 months, but there's a really good program that that I just got accepted to, and I'm thinking about probably more 9 months, and so I can go there and save my money and work and get checked into. I mean, get enrolled, or well, apply and get accepted and enrolled into the master's degree program. And so yeah, so but after that, I plan on getting housing through the Department of Rehabilitation and being independent. But I mean, I do have family as well, that brothers and uncle, aunts, and different people who that if I needed someplace to stay, I'd split it. So
Okay, for sure. But yeah, like you mentioned, so once you get out, right, you're obligated uh go to what is it? What do they call them now? They're not called halfway housing.
transitional housing,
Transitional housing, yeah. So what's the minimum that you have to stay there for?
6 months.
6 months. And can you stay there any longer if you needed to or you wanted to?
Yeah, you could stay there longer, depending on the program. You could stay there longer. Um, you could stay there longer. It just depends on your situation. It used to be a year. You could stay up to a year, but I think now they changed it to 9 months. But depending on the program, you could apply someplace else and go someplace else. But from what I've seen, if you're like applying to discharge parole and you're still living in transitional housing, chances are they won't let you off because you're not independent. So that's the only rub with like when you're talking about like being in there like a year, over a year, and then you're like applying to get discharged from parole. They want to see a level of independence, which is right, only right.
Hmm. And I got a question from Jamie. She's asking how many years of parole when you get out.
The license that I've seen generally a little over a year, like 13 months, 15 months, not years. I mean, before they would put you on like life or parole, and it would be like essentially 5 years until you could discharge. But things have changed, and so you go out there and you take care of your business. You work in, you're going to school, you're doing your thing, and you that's it. And I'm overachiever, so I plan to go out there and just get my grind on, and I plan to make my parole officer get rid of me. He's gonna have other people, the police. He's gonna say you're in the way, man. I need somebody that I can actually do some work with.
That's right. We got another comment from Scott. He writes, "Let me buy him his first meal, man. You got it, Scott. If you want to do that, then hey, you're more than welcome to get Silas's first meal. Thank you, and highly appreciate for even suggesting that."
Forget all of that about me being a simple guy. I just developed caviar taste.
Right, Silas? Man.
Yeah.
Man, thank you.
I was talking about McDonald's like with my money. Hey, I appreciate that, man. Hey, much love, man. I appreciate that from the heart. Sincerely, man.
Yeah. If you see, and then I got a question from Teresa. She's asking, is there still support after that if needed? Do you mean like after he gets off parole? Can he still get support? And do you know about that, Silas?
Yeah.
Once you get off parole, can you still get support?
Absolutely. There are a ton of like, actually on my tablet, I have a ton of information that I have to transcribe and type up. There's just so many different programs, whether it be educational, whether it be housing, whether it be employment. Like, I mean, reentry is its own industry. So there are so many things that grants that you could apply for. There, housing that you could gain access to because of your status. There's just too many resources out there to name, particularly if you're an Angelino and you're coming home, you're fortunate because there are an abundance of resources in Los Angeles County.
And then we just had Marco come back into the chat, and he says he's asking if you got granted.
Yeah, I did, man. I did. I got it, Marco. I got found suitable, man.
Man, yeah, for sure, man. It's man, when you told me that, I was like, man, I was happy for you. And I ran over to my wife, like, hey, Silas just sent me a message, and he got found suitable. She was like, man, she was happy for you too.
Man, I appreciate y'all, man. I appreciate y'all. Man, it's been a couple of years, man, and man, you've been through, man, the highs, the lows, man, everything in between, man. I mean, we've had our conversations off of here, man, and you know, man, it's been hard won, man. It hasn't been easy, man. It's been a travel, it's been a journey, man, but man, it's gonna keep me in the journey, you know. They're gonna be struggles and triumphs and disappointments and all of that, you know, moving into going back home, and I'm looking forward to it, man. It's gonna be a beautiful problem to have. It's gonna be a beautiful struggle, man. I'm looking to go out there and turn every challenge into an opportunity and win, man.
And Marco wrote, congratulations. Let me see here.
Thank you, man. I appreciate you.
And he also he wrote, can't wait to live a good life. You know, I got a question from Destiny. Destiny's asking, what made him change?
What made me change? That's a really good question. I didn't want to live my life and pass out of existence knowing and pass some gangbanger that hurt people and continued to hurt people until he died. You know, that my only legacy of goodness on this planet is hurt. You know, I didn't want to leave a legacy of destruction and guilt and shame and harm for her. You know, I owe her, I owe my father, my mother, my grandparents, I owe them more than that. And moreover, I just wasn't happy doing what I was doing. I've been a gang member since I was 15. You know, I was arrested the first time, 15, went to camp, and, I've been in here 24 years and 4 months and 20 years on the line and 7.5 years in the shoe and just committing violent acts for this thing that made no sense because being a gang member fed an emotional need for me, and I grew up and I started attending IBC Community College. I was almost probably 90% to my AA degree, and I started changing my mind and heart. I was facilitating for the anti-violence project. And I just began to change.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
And what I was doing wasn't good enough anymore. And I couldn't justify what I was doing anymore. You know, when I was ignorant and living in ignorance, and I was happy and I wasn't happy, but I was satisfied. You know, I settled for it. But after I began educating myself, after I began to dream again, then who I was and what I was doing was no longer acceptable, and I wasn't happy with that anymore. And Jordan B. Peterson has a beautiful saying. He has a beautiful quote, and it goes, "When you aim upward, you would."
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
I'll give you a call right back, Jane.
All right, for sure.
Okay.
And for the love, I'll go ahead and ask him that. Yeah, that is a good question. I know families want to know what kind of questions to ask in front of they'll ask in these board hearings. So I'll go and ask him that to give us some of the questions they asked him and what are his responses were. Also, I'm not sure if you're aware if you have a loved one that is incarcerated in California, but in California you can actually request their transcripts of their board hearings, so you know exactly what the board members ask. All of that is transcribed. So if you ever want to
This is Global Health.
if you ever want to know what's being said in that board of parole hearing for yourself, you could always request the transcripts, and they'll normally give them to you within 3 days, and they're free. They'll email them to you, and I could provide you that email address if anybody's interested. If you are interested, just send me a DM me, and I'll provide you that email.
Charge for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now. Thank you for using Global Tel Link.
Hello, hello.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah. So I was just saying to answer her question about what I was doing. It wasn't good enough, and I wasn't happy in who I was and how I was living. It wasn't acceptable anymore, and I couldn't justify it. And I was saying that Jordan B. Peterson has a beautiful book called 12 Rules for Life: An Antidote to Chaos. And in the third rule, make friends with people who want the best for you. At the end of the chapter, he has one of the most beautiful quotes I've ever read. And it goes like this. When you dare aspire upward, you reveal the inadequacy of the present and the promise of the future. You know, like that's one of the most profound things that I've ever read. You know, when you aim for something more, for something higher, you are admitting that you can be better than you are, and you are taking action on the fact that you can be better than you are, and you're acknowledging and who you can become and the difference that you can make. You know, and that's, for me, that's what my transformation has been about, is acknowledging that who I've been is not acceptable, and finding something. You know, for me, it's writing. For me, it's education. For me, it's advocacy. Finding that signpost that you can aim towards, you know, and shoot for that, you know. And I'm a firm believer, you know, that once you find your purpose in life, everything else becomes clear, you know. And so now, you know, for me, when I made the decision to leave gangland culture behind, everything else was just a question of, and I found my purpose, and everything else that didn't support my purpose, I left it alone. You know, if someone was a fake friend, or if they were antisocial, they were doing something that was going to get me in the wreck, I send them away. You know, and that's what making friends with people who are good for you, you know, people who want the best for you is, you know, it's what it's about, you know. And like on one of the previous pages, he had something that kind of helped me when I was going through my struggle of leaving gangland culture behind, you know, because one of the things with me is that I'm huge on loyalty, and I was doing the last 2 years probably that I was a gang member, my heart wasn't in it anymore. But I kept holding on to it because I had made this promise when I was a kid to people when I was 15. And here I am in my 40s, and I'm doing damage to myself and harm to others because of a promise that I made to some people when I was 15 years old. You know, and I don't want to bombard people, but if I could share this real quick, here's something to consider. Your sister, or your father, or your son. Why would you have such a friend for yourself? You might say, out of loyalty. Well, loyalty is not identical to stupidity. Loyalty must be negotiated fairly and honestly. Friendship is a reciprocal arrangement. You are not morally obliged to support someone who is making the world a worse place. Quite the opposite. You should choose people who want things to be better, not worse. It's a good thing, not a selfish thing, to choose people who are good for you. It's appropriate and praiseworthy to associate with people whose lives would be improved if they saw your life improve. Now, being a gang member, I had to ask myself, do these people want the best for me? Is my life being improved by them? Are their lives being improved by me? And the answer is no. Are we making the world a better place? No. Are we making the world a worse place? Absolutely. And that's the only question to decide whether I'm going to keep doing this or I'm going to leave these people behind. You know, I know that was a long-winded answer, but I just like to contextualize.
And let me read some of her comments from Destiny. She wrote, "My dad has been in and out of prison, so I'm so happy to hear that you are changing. Congrats, you deserve this." And she also wrote another one. She says, "Yeah, I feel that I feel that I'm 21 and been dealing with him going since I was 3. Damn, that's a long time that he's been going in and out." And let me see. Teresa wrote something. She said, "Did those people stand up and support you while you were incarcerated?" I think I asked you that like when I interviewed you, like how many packages did you get when you went to prison?
I mean, none, zero. I did 7.5 years in the shoe for violent acts, for gangland politics, and nobody sent me a dime. Nobody made sure I went to canteen. Nobody made sure I had a package. My father, my mother, and my brother, they did that. They provided all of those things for me. My brother Derek has been by my side since before
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
those are the people who matter. Like when we think about, you know, homeboys and homegirls, all that, like, what does that even mean? You know? And we use these terms because these people aren't friends. Because a friend wouldn't watch you do something that was destructive, that could destroy someone else and destroy yourself and support you in doing it. A friend wouldn't do that. A friend would tell you, hey man, you're on some BS, man. And in fact, come back when you're not on some BS, you know? So I think just the whole culture that we've been socialized to believe is cool and is BS, you know, and one, the viewers whose father has been in and out of prison their whole life, like, for me, turning my life around was about making a decision. You have choices and then you have a decision, right? Choices are, it's a buffet, I can get, shrimp, I can get barbecue beef, I can get orange chicken, those are choices. A decision is something that's binding. It's that, hey, I'm doing this. This is what I'm deciding on. And until somebody decides that they don't want this anymore, then they're just gonna keep making the wrong choices.
No, I couldn't put it any better. I don't even think I'd use any of those words, Silas. But hey, thank you, appreciate you. Let me see. I got another. I got another question from for the love of Bonsai. She wants to know, can he give us some details about how the parole hearing was like? What kind of questions was he asked?
Yeah, sure. I was asked about the actual commission of my life crime, which was a killing. It was a homicide, and one of the things that I've done over the last 4 or 5 years that I hadn't allowed myself to do was to think about the actual act, and they asked me about, did I have a chance, did I think, before I did it, did I have a chance to stop? And I said, I counted over the years, I thought about it, and I counted 5 times that I had an opportunity to stop before it was too late until it wasn't. You know, uh, they asked me about, they asked me about, just my behavior in prison, about several incidents. I don't know if any of the viewers know, in May, I was stabbed here at the prison, and they asked me about that incident, the deputy commissioner, and he asked me, what was the incident, what happened, and I explained, that this individual was unstable. He had attacked 3 different individuals before, and his modus operandi was to drop little notes, and leading up to it, he would fixate on somebody, and eventually he would attack them. And so I told him, like, this person that started dropping notes on the ground and little drawings, pictures, and the dude was mentally ill. And so I said that, that I realized that he had fixated on me because he was writing my name on these little depictions. And so the deputy commissioner asked me, in the past, what would you have done? And I said, in the past, I would have made a weapon and I would have preemptively attacked him. And he asked, well, what did you do? And I said, I didn't do anything. I did what I was supposed to do. I went and alerted staff and told them, hey, look, there's an issue. This guy's off his rocker. And, I talked to the mental health provider. I spoke to the captain on the yard, and he said, well, how did you feel about that? And I asked him if he could clarify what he meant by that. And he said, well, about, like, he I can't remember verbatim what he said, but he pretty much said that, like, well, how did you feel about doing what people would say is telling? And is snitching. And I said, well, snitching for me is 2 criminals, both committing crimes, and one criminal informs on another criminal for financial, political, or social advantage to keep himself out of trouble or to get something out of it. And I said, years ago, I would have considered reporting this incident as snitching, but I don't anymore. And he asked me why I didn't. And I said, well, because I'm a citizen. I'm not a gang member and a criminal anymore. I'm a citizen. And I did what I was supposed to do. The authorities are the people that handle this. I'm not going to handle this. So I did what I was supposed to do. And so I don't look at, I had no issue, no qualms about going and saying, hey, like, this is the deal, because the alternative of me going and attacking him isn't an alternative, because I'm a citizen and I have to operate as a citizen, not just when I re-enter society, but starting right here. So that was one of the interesting things that they had asked me about in PTH. But I mean, a ton more. But
Yeah, man. Thank you. I appreciate you answering that, Silas. We got a question from. Let me see who. What? Let's see. We had a comment from. Let me see, Mommy Heartless, and she wrote. He sounds like he would be a good author. He should write a memoir. And then I wrote, he is one. And then Leash wrote the name of the book that you got published.
Leash is my partner and I guess working publicist now.
That's right.
my one-stop shop, my lady and my publicist.
There it is.
Get him, baby.
Yeah, I got a question from Jessica. She's asking, does he think he will have a hard time adjusting back to today's? Hold on, the message just disappeared on me. Here we go. Okay, so she's asking, does he think that he will have a hard time adjusting back to today's world? And what about reoffending? What about reoffending?
I'll reverse engineer it and answer the second question first.
Mm-hmm.
About reoffending, in the past, I was really arrogant about, like, I'm never doing anything to come back to prison. And I still.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
However, I know that with the life that I've lived in my past, I can't be around gang members. I can't be around criminals. I can't be around people who are using drugs. And not because there's a temptation for me to commit any of those acts, but because I don't have the benefit of society, the benefit of the doubt from society. So those are all high-risk situations for someone like me in recovery from criminality and, from addiction, to the criminal lifestyle. As far as would you like me to call? I'll give you a call back. Right?
Yeah, for sure. All right. So unfortunately, these calls only last 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, they're automatically cut off. So that's why he hung up. So he should be calling back in the next moment or two, and then we'll go ahead and continue. And thank you. I appreciate you guys for you guys that are tapping the screens. For those of you guys that are dropping questions in the comments, I really appreciate you guys. And even if you're lurking, I appreciate you. The reason that I do these phone calls because I feel like they will help at least somebody out there that might be going through something like this, or having a family member that is incarcerated.
This call is now
and is going through the board of parole.
An incarcerated individual at the Centinela State Prison, Centinela, California. This call and your telephone.
Yeah, I heard about that. The dudes in Texas, Guzman.
Charged for this call. To accept this call, say or dial 5 now.
I'm reading all the poems.
Thank you for using Global Tel.
What county are they out of? Hello.
Okay, I'm back. Yeah. Okay.
For sure.
Just to wrap up her question, as far as the adjustment, I think it's going to be a huge adjustment for me. I mean, I've been in prison nearly a quarter of a century, right? And just to put it in context for the viewers, I've been in prison 24 years and 4 months. I got arrested, 3 months after I turned 23. So from birth until my arrest, I was in society 23 years and 3 months. I've been incarcerated 24 years and 4 months. So I've been incarcerated for longer than I have been free. So there's going to be an adjustment. When I got arrested, I still had a pager. Just to give you a little glimpse into what the world was like, in 2001, February. So, as far as job applications, I know that everything is done online. Like, you don't go into places and look for work. You do everything online. You have things like LinkedIn. You have things like, different mechanisms. And they do a good job actually in here of providing us with tools. There's an app on the tablet called eDobo, and I've done a few courses on LinkedIn as far as getting a job with criminal record, navigating social media, and different things to get you acclimated. So, and plus I graduated from San Diego State, and one of the benefits of going through our degree path was that we had access to educational counseling, and we had symposiums where we learned about LinkedIn and just different things. So I think that because I think it'll be.
And your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
There's absolutely going to be a learning curve. I know things are moving a lot faster than they were, when I came in here. But I think also at the same token, I'm incredibly blessed because I've had opportunities inside this institutional setting that a lot of people in here don't have because of my education and because of the positions and the relationships that I've been able to form. So I don't think that it will be as difficult as the average individual, as the average long-term offender, because I've taken advantage of all of these opportunities in here.
Thank you, Silas, for sharing that. And Jessica, let me see what Jessica wrote. She writes, "Wow, I'm sorry to hear it." And right, I get that. All right, so I appreciate you, Silas, for answering that. Let me see. Another question from for the love of bonsai. She's asking, does he get placed in a different area of the prison pending release?
Can you repeat that one more time?
For the love of bonsai is asking, does he get placed in a different area of the prison pending release?
No, I'm in the same place. I'm in the same place, and I'll remain here until they open this door for the last time, and I have my little sheet wrapped around the stick. You remember like the old cartoon, the old school joints where in the cartoon.
Yeah, like what do you call it? Like Bart Simpson or the Peanuts when they would run away from home. You know, they had that little stick with the little bag hanging at the end. Yup.
Yeah, man.
Yup. You know what? Let me see. A little while ago, somebody had asked a question about a job. Dustin had asked about what kind of job were you looking for when you get out?
Something administrative. I'm a nerd, so I like to work in an air-conditioned office building and be able to dress up and go to work every day. I got an internship opportunity at CSUN at a Project Rebound, so I'm gonna look into that. I'll also be accessing opportunities from ARC, and I got a couple of different places lined up as far as work. So yeah, but yeah, I'm like a bougie cat. Like I'm dressing up and going to work in like some office setting. You know what I mean? And directing traffic.
G is writing. He should be a professor. Jessica wrote. He should try to do peer support work.
I'm actually that's I'm going into an internship for academic counseling, and that's what I want to do. I want to take over as ultimately I want to take over as program director for Project Rebound and assist people, long-term offenders and short-term offenders, with re-entry, particularly into the educational sector. So yeah, that's actually what I want to do.
We got a special guest, Silas.
That's the real James. That's the real James.
Dile hola, Silas. You're so mean.
Hola, niña.
Dijo hola, niña.
No.
Man, she's a trip, Silas. Man, man, she she brightens up the house here. If it was just if it wasn't for her, it would just be me and my wife.
I know how to draw.
That's awesome, man. Awesome. That's awesome. Leisure, could I interest you in one or possibly two?
And she's gone. As fast as she came in, she's gone. Oh, she's back again. Hey, for the love of bonsai, I got a question right here. She writes, did all the members of the board vote yes for the release? Or how does it work? Does that have to be unanimous?
There's usually two, a commissioner and a deputy commissioner, but sometimes there are three. I guess usually that happens if they're like training, somebody or whatever, or they're just sitting in. But usually it's 1-1, and I mean it's two of them, so it has to be both of them make the decision. And if it's a tie, which is extremely rare, then they'll send it to en banc. And in the en banc hearing, the one that the two people from your hearing, they the one that voted for, or either for or against, can't
participate,
sit on the panel.
Okay, yeah. So the only person that will participate would be the person that couldn't decide?
Yeah, so I believe that I don't believe they would be involved in that. Neither one of them could be able to sit on there because obviously it would be like, it would be biased, you know?
Yeah. All right. So let me see here. What else have we got here for you, Silas? Uh, all right. I think that's it. Yeah. So if you guys got any questions for Silas,
This call and your telephone number will be monitored and recorded.
feel free to ask them. We got maybe about 5 more minutes before this call ends, and this is gonna be our last call because I gotta go attend to the little princess here, because she keeps on eyeballing me over here, like telling me to get off of this phone call already. But I do I do appreciate you, man, Silas. Sharing that, and we should do some more calls. Up until you come out, and you know what? And what I'm thinking about doing when you come home, and I'm not sure if you're interested, would be maybe like your last day of your last few hours before you get morning, because I know normally they call you out about maybe like 4 or 5, so we could get those last few hours in prison. What your thoughts are, and then we'll continue once you walk out that gate.
Yeah, definitely, man. I'm down, man. I'm always up for a good time, man.
For sure. Let me see. We just got another question for you right here from Mama. She writes, "Did you make any good friends over the years inside?"
I made a couple of friends. And moreover, I met some really good people in here, that just did some really bad or really dumb things, And there are people in here who are redeemable, who are worth a second chance, who aren't throwaways, Like the people in here aren't disposable, and I think we should be investing more in the people in here, because people are gonna come home anyway, 95% of the people who are in prison are coming home. So it's about how they are when they come home.
Yeah, and I would rather for them to come home fixed than broken, because the ones that are fixed, those are the ones I want to be my neighbors. The ones that are broken, I don't want nothing to do with those.
Yeah, man. I mean, I'd rather spend a couple of dollars on rehabilitation and education. I mean, the number 1 and 2, particularly for lifers, the number 1 and 2 reasons why people recidivate is domestic violence and substance abuse. So I mean, if you got to spend a couple of dollars in here treating somebody, either to a clinician or to ANA, or having somebody, take, parenting classes or some type of relationship course, teach somebody how to operate healthy in a relationship. I mean, it's better than the alternative, somebody sitting in the Seville outside the ex-wife's house with a brown bag of Ripple, and listening to Al Green crying before he does something stupid.
Yeah. Yeah, I got that visual right there. It wasn't a good one either.
I mean, just sad. I mean, it's your poison.
Yeah. Let me see. Teresa wrote, "Please send him my best wishes."
Hey, thank you, Teresa. I thank you. I appreciate you, and my love and gratitude right back to you. And thank you so much.
And we got the last question from tomorrow, and she's asking, was he able to have visitors while he was in there?
Yeah, I was. I've had family and multiple family members. I've been in a few relationships in here, and so I've had visitors since I've been in here. Yeah.
Yeah, let me see. G wrote, I love it. I love his sense of humor and positive vibes. Seems like a great man. Wish him the best for sure, Silas. So we're down to about a minute and a half. Any parting words that you want to share with our audience? We had a good turnout today. We had about 100, and well, right now currently we have about 120 people listening to us.
Wow. Wow. Yeah, so I just want to say that I want to thank everybody that stayed with us and asked all your thoughtful questions and just spent a little time with us and sent the love my way and I send the love right back. And I just thank everybody for showing up, and bringing positive energy every time they step into this space with us.
You have 60 seconds remaining.
Thank you, James, for providing this space. And man, I'm gonna keep tapping in, man. When all the way up to me going home, and when I come home, I'm gonna stay tapping in with James. James is a dear friend of mine, and I'm always gonna support everything he does. And yeah, I just want to say that thank you to everybody, and my family and I, we send our love and appreciation and gratitude to all you guys. And man, we wish you nothing but the best as well, and keep grinding out there. And I'll see you next time.
Thank you for sure. I appreciate. And for anybody that's just tapping in right now, this is Silas M. Johnson. Check out his book. It's on Amazon. You can get it on digital platform, physical book. Just look him up and you'll find it. He's modest. He won't mention it, but I'm not modest and I will mention it. All right. I am Collect Call James. You are watching. You have a collect call from. And like I said on here, life's like a candle. Once you blow it out, it's lights out. And with that, we're out. Hey, thank you guys. I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the 11 o'clock court tonight. It's gonna be in 20 minutes. But if you do want to catch it, you can go ahead and check it out at Collect Call From on YT or check my profile. Let me see, James. I'm live in 20 minutes. So after you're done, hey, for sure, I'll pop in for a bit. Teresa, I appreciate all you guys. I gotta go and cut it because I've been on for a little bit longer than I expected. But I do appreciate you guys. All right, you guys have a good night.
All right.
Thank you. Please be seated. This is the 11 p.m. calendar on July 2nd, 2025. Orders are given on the first of the month regarding the taking of DNA and fingerprints. Those orders remain in effect today. For those of you in the courtroom, what that means for you is this: not every single one of you has to give your DNA or your fingerprints. If you have to do that, those orders are going to be on your paperwork. My name is Commissioner Beck. I'm here to do a few things for you. Number one, I'm here to let you know why you're here. Number two, if you might be released. Number three, if you're going to be assigned an attorney. The vast majority of you will be assigned an attorney, which leads to my number one rule. Please don't talk about the facts of your case. Anything you say or do can be used against you. Everything in the courtroom is video recorded, so please don't talk about the facts of your case unless it's with your attorney. Second, I'm sure you're going to have a lot of questions for me. Unfortunately, I'm not your legal counsel. I can't answer legal questions for you, so please save your legal questions for your attorney. Finally, you're going to be hearing about lots of different dates, different types of release conditions. You don't have to memorize all that stuff. All that information is going to be on your paperwork. That's why it's important to keep your paperwork and save it. Don't lose it. If you end up missing a court date or if you don't follow a written court order, you'll just end up back here. Here's how tonight's going to work. I'm going to call two names. First name I call is going to come in the courtroom and stand in front of me at the podium. Second name I call is going to sit on that chair next to the door. Then we're going to keep on cycling through until the calendar is finished. Could I please get Gary Watson to the podium? Todd Webb to the chair, please. Hi, could I please get appearances starting with the state?
Good evening, Your Honor. Ashley Stetson on behalf of the state.
And good evening, Your Honor. Justin Whittington on behalf of Mr. Watson.
Thank you. Sir, could I please have your full name and date of birth?
Gary Dale Watson Jr., September 22nd, 1977.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court arrest warrant. Probable cause was previously found for possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, Class 4 felony. This offense was alleged to have occurred back in July of 2023. I'm not assigning you counsel because Mr. Whittington is appearing on your behalf. And let's see. Mr. Whittington, are you appearing just for the just for the initial appearance, or will you be representing Mr. Watson for the remainder of his case?
I'll be representing him for the remainder of his case, Your Honor. We had already filed a notice of appearance and appeared in front of Commissioner Van Wee a while back when he was up at the Yavapai County Jail.
Okay, thank you. All right, so sir, I'm not assigning you counsel. You have your own attorney. Your next court dates are going to be July 8th and July 10th. Those are going to be here in the downtown Superior Court. And for both counsels, understanding that Mr. Watson was transported from ASPC Yuma, he's technically going to be non-bondable. Ms. Stetson, did you want to make a record as to release conditions as to the current warrant?
The only thing that the state would be asking for is the warrant to be affirmed.
Okay. And Mr. Whittington, would you like to make your record?
Your Honor, I know that he's non-bondable. Thank you for pointing that out. I can't talk today. Sorry. Thank you for pointing that out. I was going to ask for a nominal bond so he could start accruing some time if it was necessary, but it doesn't sound like that's an option.
Yeah. Okay, sir. I just want to explain to you, I'm going to be affirming the $1,500 secured appearance bond that was set by the judge on your initial arrest warrant. Sir, because they transported you from DOC, you're technically non-bondable, so please don't try to pay that bond, because even if you try to pay it, they're not going to release you because you're still in the custody of ASPC Yuma. So, sir, once you finish up your case here, they'll transport you back to Yuma to finish out your term.
Yes, sir.
Ms. Stetson, anything further?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Mr. Whittington, anything further?
Your Honor, the only thing that I would just let the court and the state know is on the Form 4, page 3, the addendum. Mr. Watson is a citizen of the United States. In fact, he's a veteran that was honorably discharged.
Understood that that was not taken into consideration in this case at this point. I imagine that can be fixed at a later time by the prosecuting attorney. Anything further, Mr. Whittington?
No, Your Honor. Thank you very much.
All right, thank you. Sir, if you want to please step to your left for your paperwork, please keep in touch with your counsel, okay?
All right, thank you.
Thank you. Todd Webb to the podium. Parlo Harak Singh to the chair, please.
May I be excused, Your Honor?
Yes, thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Name and date of birth, please.
Todd Webb, 10364.
Thank you. You're here today on a Superior Court new case. You've been arrested for 2 counts of aggravated assault, class 4 felony, and simple assault, class 1 misdemeanor. I have found probable cause. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court dates are July 8th, 9th, and 10th in the downtown Superior Court. Sir, because it's been alleged that you committed this offense while you're on release for your other pending felony charges, you're going to be held non-bondable at this time. Why don't you please step to your left for your paperwork, sir?
So I'll lose my job.
Sir, by law, I have to hold you non-bondable because you committed this offense while on felony release for another offense.
May I say something?
Sir, you can ask a question, but please don't talk about the facts of your case because anything you say or do can be used against you.
A woman can embellish and lie and get a man arrested for something he shouldn't be arrested for.
All right. And so, sir, that's something you got to talk about with your defense counsel. But at this point, I am finding probable cause, and you're going to be held non-bondable. So this on July 8th, you can talk. There's going to be on July 9th. There's going to be a hearing about whether they're going to continue to hold you non-bondable or not. All right, sir. Please start your left your paperwork. Parlo Harak Singh to the podium. Michael Peterson to the chair, please. Hi, name and date of birth, please.
0313-1971.
What's your name, please?
Parlo Harak Singh.
Thank you. Sir, you're here today on a probation violation warrant. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's July 9th in the downtown Superior Court. At this time, because of the violation of your probation, sir, you're going to be held non-bondable, okay? So the next court date you're going to see the judge on July 9th, all right? All right, thank you. Please step to the left for your paperwork.
Thank you.
Michael Peterson to the podium. Luis Alcantar to the chair, please. Name and date of birth, please.
Michael Peterson, 10/13/93.
Thank you. You're here today on 2 probation violation warrants. I'm assigning you an attorney. Your next court date's going to be July 9th for both of those in the downtown Superior Court. Due to the violations of your probation, sir, you're going to be held non-bondable at this time. So your judge